Okay, look, I might have got a little bit ranty in tonight's vlog, but listen, there's lots to be ranty about. There are too many powerful people in the world that would rather punish big tobacco than actually help anybody quit smoking. The European Union wants to have nicotine-free cities, just this pipe dream of a world with no nicotine use. Yeah. We get ranty about it. It's all in the news and advocacy. There's going to be timestamps down below. But otherwise, had a really great stream. Interesting, really good liquid tasting, but I'll let you discover it on your own. In the meantime, thank you Replay crew for being here. I hope you enjoyed the stream. We had a great time tonight. But look, the vlog's already started. Let's go. This might be a little bit loud. I apologize.
Because Nick told me to.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, hey.
Clucking the chowds. Clucking the chowds.
Pow! There it is. Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome and hello. You made it. You found it. You're in the right spot, dude. It's Thursday. That means it's mother trucking vlog day, right? You found it. You're in the right spot, Swell Martin. I see you, Trey. What's up, VSR? Oh, what up, Corporate Jason? Oh, what up, Trey? Oh, what up, Doomskis? Oh, what up, Breeze Tones? Oh, what up, Sedeni? Steve Denny's in the house. What the fuck's up, Denny's? Hell yeah. What's up, Taco Go? What's up? Ayo Pick is here. Evade is here. What's going on, Evade? Happy to see you. Happy to see you, K Stereo. Happy to see you, Willie Brown. Happy to see you, Raw Hit. Happy to see you, that one dude we call the Marky Boy. I almost called you the little Marky Boy, and I really apologize. That almost just slipped right out, and I apologize. Brian's Tech, what up? Joker, what up? Chillin'. Leo Divine, hell yeah. Lean and I can't read well. I'm sorry. I will get your name eventually. Oh, what up, Dion? Oh, what up, Kith? Oh, Kith. It's been a hot minute, Kith. I'm happy to see you. What up, Francopath? What up, Ronnie? What up, Ben Moosedale? Coming to us all the way from Straya. Unbelievable. Such dedication to the stream. I love this. Compassionate Cucumbers, and of course, the Miss Bagpipes. Of course, the Miss Bagpipes. And of course, the Urn. And of course, Optimus Prime. Let's go, Optimus Prime. Hell yeah. What up? Greetings, humans. I wish I could do a Optimus Prime impression in any capacity, but that doesn't seem to be it doesn't seem to be a strength of mine. But what's up, you guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the vlog. It's Mother Truckin' Vlog Day. Let me give you a real quick rundown as far as what's going on, what's coming up tonight. Hello. It's always the first thing I have written down, so it's the first thing I get to cross off. It's like an accomplishment right out of the gate. Hello. Done. Few opening announcements. Beer. Having a beer tonight. We're going to talk about some things I've been vaping. We're going to talk about some things you've been vaping, along with some Cracklegasms. We got some Nick Guy, the Science Man, tonight. We're going to talk about the coolest thing I saw all week. We got some news. We'll get there. There hasn't been a lot of FDA. We'll get there. We're going to be trashing the EU a little bit. Clive Bates is going to help us trash the EU a little bit because it feels like the EU is determined more than the United States is to wreck vaping. Like they are on an Australian trajectory, and it is. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So we're going to have some news and advocacy. We're going to do some retro vapings. We're going to do some liquid tastings. We're going to wrap it all up at the end with Ern's favorite Ernst Garum bands. It's going to be a good time. We're already locked in. Let's lock in. Let's have a good time. Austin? Hell yeah, Austin. I never doubted for a second that you weren't still around. I assume that everybody's still around, just, living your life and just existing. And I'm here. On Twitch. Corporate Jason just keyhole shotgun to beer. Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's just do the same thing. Yes, just to remind you, my people, are no longer part of the EU. We have our own fuckheads doing fuckery. That is true. The UK tobacco and vapes bill is a terrible thing that we haven't even talked about it yet. We haven't even talked about the tobacco and vapes bill like really extensively at all. Gunny, not crabby. I'll take uncrabby Gunny. I wish you didn't have a headache and a stomach ache. That's tough. That's tough, Gunny. Listen, I'm rooting for you, bro. I'm rooting for you. No real opening announcements. The hold screen was just a throwback to 2022 when I went to Dubai, and I can't believe that was already 4 years ago, but that was just some 5 minutes of the Dubai landscape. It's kind of neat, kind of weird. I don't think I'll ever go back to Dubai, but I'm glad that I got to go there and film 5 minutes for a hold screen. I have a GoFundMe tonight, you guys. Hang on. This is important. This is a GoFundMe for JJ. JJ had a GoFundMe, and we almost got it there. We almost got it across the finish line, and there's some extenuating circumstances, but I would absolutely like to help this GoFundMe out in any capacity for the lost world of JJ. We might have seen him in the chat a bunch. He's here a bunch. I'm going to put this in the chat right now. I'm going to put it in the description everywhere this video is hosted. If you have any spare bucks, toss them over. Toss them to Samantha. I loathe really the idea that at any point, any person in America can just be covered under a mountain of medical debt at no fault of your own. You're at home. Oh, a door fell and broke my leg. Great. Now I'm in medical debt. I hate it. It seems like it's not a great system, but I'm going to put that out there for the lost world of JJ. I'll remind everybody again at the end. I'll throw it up in there at the end again. But thank you, Steve-O, for sending that. Thank you, Steve-O, for sending that my way. Sorry about the double names in the scroll. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming people are filling out the Google Doc correctly, and it's Google's fault that there's multiple names. It listed like three. It's like the same name 3 to 4 times in a row. I have no idea. I might be able to go in there and fix it myself, but I have no idea. I'm blaming that completely on Google right now. Oh, and I want to give a shout out. I want to give a truly heartbreaking shout out to Payam. A dude named Payam, who is, he's Iranian. He lives in Iran. He has been in the Vape Fiddle streams a bunch. He's been in the Zelda streams a bunch. I've seen him in the vlog in the past bunches of times. He dipped in last night into the chat while we were playing video games. And I thought, oh, what up, Payam? I know that Payam's in Iran, and so I don't want to pry and say, how's it going? How are you? I hope you're safe. He's not. He's not doing great. His mother has died in this war. His cousin has died in this war. His cousin, who just got over fucking cancer, was killed. I'm assuming by Freedom Rockets. So nicely done, USA. Shout out to Payam. I love you, man. I don't like any of this bullshit that's going on, but I like you a lot, Payam, and I hope you're safe, and I hope the people of Iran continue to be safe. It was just such a rude wake-up call towards the end of just goofing off and playing Zelda. We were all just having a good time playing Zelda with our heads in Hyrule, and then reality came in and chatted in the chat and was like, your country's killing my family. And I go, oh, fuck. I'm really sorry about that. It's like I don't even know what to say. So, Payam, this vlog's for you. I love you, man. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying as safe as you possibly can. Double goo, yeah, Dubai hold screen. Good. Those are the opening announcements. That's all I had. I'm not even going to make fun of Sleep Token. Not even a little bit. Not even in passing. Not even as like a joke right now to say Sleep. Yeah, reality came down and just punched us in the face of playing video games. Yeah, U.S. missile strike. So cool. Great. Well, we get what we fucking vote for. So that's awesome. I'm glad. I mean, I can't even say that with a straight face. I can't even say that with like a sniff of sarcasm on there. I just can't do it. But what I would like to do right now as the official, very, very first act of the vlog. What? What's this? What's that look like? What's that smell like? Can you hear it? Hey, we're back. We're back having a beer. At least tonight. You know, I do have another doctor's appointment tomorrow, but I'm pretty confident. That I'm gonna be okay. So we're diving into a beer. This is called, I don't know, Melvin. How could I pass this up? Just sitting on the shelf right there. Said Melvin, and it's got some, anthropomorphic sort of hops on there, some Citra hops dressed up. I don't know anything about Melvin, but there's a little story on here. And hang on, I need to... Pilsner. Melvin Boutique Pilsner. Boutique Pilsner. Nope, this is not the one. Apparently they have multiple. You know what my favorite thing of all time is Pils Boutique, is setting your hands down on a keyboard, but you're like two keys over or something, and you just start typing, and then it's just gibberish on the screen, and you go, oh shit, and you delete it all, and you move your hands over like one key, and suddenly it's perfect. That happens to me a lot. This is not rated. This is an unrated beer. Pils Boutique, Melvin, no ratings. We got a few guys here leaving reviews. I don't know what to make of this. It says it's a West Coast style boutique Pilsner, which boutique is such a vague sort of thing. It says back in 1989, a trio of New York rapper. Hang on, I feel like I should be reading this like an ad. Dear enjoyer. Back in 1989, a troupe of New York rappers moved to the West Coast and created an album that evolved their sound and propelled their career into a new decade. Now, the Melvin crew is taking an old world style and updating it with a new school hop techniques, bringing a bold West Coast hop profile to the mix and creating an instant classic. Melvin's is apparently also... I only know Melvin's the post-grunge band. You know? It tastes like $8 gas. Yep. That sounds about right. I have to drive tomorrow. I got to drive to my P.O. box tomorrow, and I'm just thinking about how much gasoline that's going to cost me. I'm drinking it out of this was a gift from the incomparable Poon Sauce, McNasty, of the McNasty variety. The Death of Civilization in Slow Motion, Volume 1. I have a series of these cups. This just happens to be my favorite right now. I'm going to give it a heavy pour. I'm going to give it a little bit of a heavy pour. I know my body. I know my guts, you know. I'd like to get some of this out of there. I should have waited and read the reviews after the pour. Yo, Steve-O! Yo, Steve-O! Hey, Steve-O, we shouted out the JJ fundraiser. I'll shout it out throughout the vlog. I'll shout it out again at the end. Leave everybody the link. It's this cup is foam. This cup is 100% foam. The smell is that of beer and, hops as well, I think. Barley is an ingredient in beer. It is. It turns me into Big Daddy Bubble Guts really, really badly. Really, really badly. And it's the combination of drinking something carbonated and vaping and talking. And then this series just keeps happening. The cycle keeps going. I drink beer, I vape, I talk. I drink beer, I vape, I talk. So my guts are just hating every part of being my guts. It's almost an oops all foam. I'll try to drink through this foam. I'm guessing it comes down to about here. If I had to guess, just judging by temperature, I think the beer comes up to maybe halfway. Well, anyway, cheers. We got some Melvin. We got some Melvin tonight. Cheers. Foam. Okay, hang on. Let me give that another try. That is a crispy beverage. It's a lager, which means, it's a Pilsner actually, but which means, it's like lagers and Pilsners are both kind of, they're not exciting. It doesn't have any sour melon flavors or chocolate essence in it. It's just a Pilsner. It's an easy drinking beer. There's not a lot to it. It's a little hoppy. It's not nearly as IPA, cloying in the mouth like that. It's just chill. There's a little bit of upfront sweetness. There's a little bit of citrusy zest going on. It's delightful. This is completely delightful. This is a very, very, I would say unassuming, but unassuming is kind of a nice way to say boring. but it is an unassuming beer. It's a little bit of a boring beer. I don't know if I could point out to you the difference between a West Coast style Pilsner and an East Coast style Pilsner. Straya was raised on the Pilsner, on the Pilsners. Well, in Australia, don't you get to drink at like 13 or something like that? So you just give your kids some pills, give your kids some Pilsner. I mean, it's tasty, but it's like there's not much to it. Tastes like I'm drinking a beer. You know, at the beginning when I said the aroma was that of beer, the flavor, let me tell you, is also that of beer. Newcastle, classically good beer. Also kind of a little bit of a boring beer. You know, I like boring beer though. I'm not anti-boring beer. I like Heineken, bro. I like Heineken. So I have no room to talk about boring beers, but it's a little bit of a boring beer. Your grandpa was 1/2 Pilsner? Oh, that's fascinating. That's really interesting. So it was what, half Pilsner, half Indian Pale Ale? Is that how it works? JP Dooms, that's a good eye, bro. You spotted that Mr. Bungle cover from across the room even. Can you tell what's next to that? Can you tell what that is? I didn't think so. Yeah, the beer kind of tastes like beer. I don't really have anything to pair it with on my desk. Maybe this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's not bad. What is that liquid? I don't know what this liquid is, if I'm being honest. What does that taste like? I don't know what liquid this is. It's happened. It happened. I've lost my mind. It tastes like why can't I place this? It's giving yeah, I think it's this. Okay, I think it's the rosiest custard. I think it's rosiest custard. Final answer. Sure, let's go with a boring beer and rosiest custard. Rosiest custard is delicious. Maybe the Griffin doesn't have that good a flavor as I once thought it did. The problem with this setup is it's going full Empire on me. That's the problem. My battery says 84%, and then when I press the button, it throttles down the wattage to 40 watts, knocks it down 10 watts, and then shows me my battery sag. And I'm like, oh, okay, so the Empire does the same thing that Diacodes does as well? And I can never get enough power. That's a bummer. Maybe I need to rebuild that. Different resistances or something like that. Holy, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hell yeah, Oya. Appreciate you, Oya. Thank you for those subs. We all thank you for those subs. Austin says, I'm a big believer in the classic Miller High Life in a 40-ounce bottle. Dude. Bruh. Yeah. You're forcing me to right now remember all of my band days, because I got to tell you, when we were in the Swamp Donkey and you're playing a lot of bars, you don't get paid, but you always got a bar tab. Always got a bar tab. The problem is your bar tab always sucked. And so you buy the cheapest beer possible. And Miller High Life was like, we didn't play a donkey show unless we had Miller High Lifes on stage. Like I would just put Miller High Lifes on the top of my bass cabinet. It was like Miller High Lifes. That was my life for so long. I love a Miller High Life. I will never talk bad or say no to a Miller High Life. Your Dovpo topside sags? Yeah. Before the Empire, before everybody, before it was kind of a big deal, I remember Asmodus mods showing me battery sag back in the day. I remember Vaperesso mods showing me battery sag back in the day. And at that time, I just thought, I guess I need better batteries because I'm only trying to get 40 watts for like a 0.2 ohm coil and it's giving me battery sag. The problem must be the batteries. I never assumed that the Asmodus mod was the thing that was the weak point. I just assumed it was my batteries. Who knows where battery sag comes from? Who knows? It just appears sometimes. What up, Lady Liberty? Appreciate you. Listen, now that we have a beer coursing through our veins, coursing, I just like saying that, coursing through our veins, we're gonna go check in with old kitchen guy. Yeah, he's been working hard. He's been working hard out there. He's been doing things. Except, hang on, there's going to be some dangle clacks. Now we will get to Kitchen Guy. This is some things that I've been vaping. This is some things Kitchen Guy's been vaping. Dangle clack free now. Gunny, did you just call me a nerd? I may never recover from that. Fucking nerds.
What I've been vaping.
Oh, man. Good morning. Good morning. It's just a gloomy pineapple kind of day here in Southern California. It's Kitchen Guy to talk about some things that have been getting vaped out here. As usual, I'm stealing all the cool stuff. In fact, all the hexohms are out here. Every hexohm. No, that's not true. Office Guy still has one hexohm. I'm going to make it my mission to steal all the hexohms and put them out here, all for Kitchen Guy. There's a few pods, Oh, it's a stand, too. There's a few pods. Oxva Slim 3 Pro, which has been giving me a bunch of issues lately. I'll have to talk about it on the Pods Ranked, but I have an Argus G4 out here, review coming very soon. Argus G4 Mini review coming very soon. Caliburn G4 Mini, tried and true. This is a Hall of Famer pod. It's funny that Vupu's on the G4 now, and Caliburn's already moved to the G5, and it makes you wonder if Vupu's just going to go, oh, okay, G6. Vaping great. Vaping awesome. Got some iced half decaf coffee. I've got my favorite, best all-around vape like in the world in my hand. It's the Orion 2. It's the Joe Sturdy RBA. It's 6 milligram Paradox Excision, which is like a... it's kind of like a grape soda flavor that I really love. Restricted direct lung, 6 milligram, 2.5 millimeter Twisted Timmy coil in here. Get out of here. I want 3 more Orions. I want 4 more Orions with 4 more Joe Sturdy RBAs and then a collection of like 1,000 panels. This could literally be my vaping endgame. God damn. I set this up on Tuesday on the Vape Fiddle. It's the Atemporal RTA, which I haven't used, I think, since I did the review 4 years ago, but it's a good RTA. I was going through this expecting to find something I dislike because I hadn't used it in so long. I thought there must be something I dislike about this RTA. I got to tell you, I can't figure out what it is. Maybe the airflow's a little high-pitched. I got Frosty Science on the inside. I mean, this thing's great. I didn't know that was such a good RTA. Should have known, didn't know. And now if we're just going to talk hexohms, it's the Indonesia Flag Hexohm Jundi Vape Zoo Ashton Palmer's powders, pure white as the Arctic snow, recoil 3 on top. Fuji Apple Lime is in here. Get out of here. It's delicious. And that's the giant 6mm single coil in there. Which here's what I've noticed about the giant 6mm single coil in here. I don't need to drip nearly as often because it feels like that giant wad of cotton through the middle just holds liquid like a sub tank or something. And even with this big ass single coil in here, I have not had any spit back. Great. This is like, I don't even know. This is like the Kitchen Guy Hall of Fame right here. It's the skip around the room Hexome. It's my favorite Hexome. Purple Team Single Coil Recoil 3 with a green cap and a matchy purple drip tip. I mean, what else can I say except get out of here? JM W vanilla rum custards on the inside. Banging. For today, some iced coffee, gloomy pineapple morning, vanilla rum custard. I don't want to vape anything else but vanilla rum custard. And I'm even getting this like slight, almost imperceptible crackle from this coil. I can't hear it. It just sounds like nothing. It just sounds like crunchy. But when I'm vaping it, it's giving me like machine gun crackle in my mouth hole. Big ass machine gun crackle vibes. You can't hear it. You can't appreciate it. Only I can. And then lastly, it's the white one of one Hexome that I got last time I was in Jakarta. It's got a Zoo 1 little single coil banging on top, and I'm vaping the Mexican Cola out of the big Easy Dripper into this. It is interesting, I will say, using an Easy Dripper on a dinky little single coil because my instinct is to do 2 pumps. On everything else, dual coils, it's like boom, boom, 2 pumps vape, 2 pumps vape. This, it's a 1 pump chump, and then that's it. 2 pumps is going to flood the hell out of this. And it took me way too long to realize that. The Zoo 1 is so great, and this Mexican Cola is so great, and this Easy Dripper is so great. That's it. That's all I got. That's all from me, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy end of May, I guess. It's going to be June soon, which can only mean we're getting closer and closer to a possible Summer of Nick situation. I feel like maybe we're all a little excited about that. Anyway, that's what I got. There is going to be no living room couch guy, unfortunately. I'm beginning to think that the LRCG is a myth at this point. My wife and I have been doing this really bizarre thing to me where we just eat dinner at the kitchen table with no phones and we just talk. And I genuinely love it. And I look forward to it. I kind of don't want to eat in front of the TV anymore. And that kind of ruins living room couch guy. Anyway, I'm just dragging this out because I like the pineapple. So, hey, I'll catch up with you guys next week. It's Kitchen Guy. Answering all your DMs, answering all your comments, replying to you on Twitter. It's all me. And so that's why Kitchen Guy gets the best, most reliable vapes. So just please take it away, office guy, go. Wordy fellow. I'm just like, wrap it up. You're talking about eating dinner, bro? Wrap it up. So that's what he's vaping. What I'm vaping, honestly, he took so many great things from me. I still have some good things. Look, there's a Caliburn G5 in here. I have a review coming out for this really, really soon. Maybe even Saturday. Because this is, I think, the best pod ever made. Also, this still hanging around. I'm going to fill this up. Right now. I like this stupid Digiflavor Torch RTA. I don't know why I'm suddenly so in love with it. I remember the last time I set it up, I really liked it too. The problem is it has those lights that are just wholly annoying. But I like the build in here. I like the flavor that I'm getting from it. I like the airflow that I'm getting from it. I kind of like this little setup of the Centaurus banger with that torch on top. Look at the lights. You love to see it. Or you don't. And there's no way to turn them off. It's so good. Yeah, no couch guy. Sorry. Your team eat at the table? I was never really team eat at the table because I hated it as a kid. I hated it as a kid because we'd always had like laundry on the table and it was like my brother and I sitting there eating, but my dad's in his office doing work. And then my mom's like, cleaning up the kitchen. I don't know. I hated dinner time as a kid. And so as soon as I could, I ate every meal in front of the television. It wasn't even a question. It was like, well, no, we're going to get one of those coffee tables that rises up so we can eat every meal literally in front of the TV because fuck dinner tables. And then I don't know what happened. It was like shortly after, COVID, shortly after 2020, we just started eating lunch at the kitchen table, just chatting. And then now it's like, we kind of don't even question it. We will maybe sometimes ask, do you want to eat in the living room or do you just want to eat at the kitchen table? It's like 9 times out of 10, we're just eating at the kitchen table. I feel like a real adult now, if I'm being real. Particularly with other people. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Some of my best times in my life have been eating at a big table with a big ass group of people. And you're goofing off and carrying on and joking around and you're all enjoying this like delicious meal, this delicious food. Community, I agree, Oya. It's important. It matters. It absolutely matters. Okay, so that's what I've been vaping. Additionally, look, I just put my review up today. It's the RTA for vaping on a Hexome because I put those Twisted Timmy coils in there. Singing. Dual coil mode. I should have done this from the very beginning. I love it so much. It's like, man, it's astronomically better than that single coil mode. In fact, this is vaping, this is vaping good. Sully's Cherry Lime Ricky's on the inside. The wicking's keeping up. It's vaping awesome. It's vaping hella rad. And the last thing that I have really been going really hard on, it's a little bit of redemption, but it's the Sparrow. I'm as surprised as you are, but it's the Sparrow. In fact, this needs to be filled up. I wish with all my wishes I had put some 6 milligram in here. This is an RTA that with this 3.4 millimeter airflow, I think would have benefited from some 6 milligram. Not that I don't love this 3 milligram Huckleberry that's in here, but the 3 milligram busting. I mean, the 6 milligram would have been insanely busting. It's a little cliche, I guess, to run the Sparrow on the Harrier, but it looks good. It works great. We put a Red's Artisan coils, the Clacker, Red's Artisan coils. The Clacker 38 is in here. We even used Mav cotton. Oh. The airflow slaps. The flavor slaps. The crackle slaps. It's complete Sparrow redemption. I kind of can't believe how much I'm enjoying this. This is the best. This is the best on my desk by a lot. I've been reaching for this so much because that Harrier hand feel, that's incredible. That is a really spectacular vape. A really spectacular vape. You need to run the Turnstone RS on the Harrier in boost mode. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge maybe sometime. It is a little Geiger counter, isn't he? Isn't it, Kindwick? Thank you. Or Kindwick. Either way. I'll pronounce it incorrect probably. I'm sorry. I kind of can't believe that crackle that I'm getting from that. It is delicious. That's what's been getting vaped, That's what's really been getting run through the ringer as far as it were, if I may. If I can. Let's slightly shift gears here. It's time to turn our attention to the audience. Can we bring up the house lights a little bit?
America, this is you.
Even louder, Matt.
America, this is you.
It's the best. That's the biggest ska banger of of the 90s. I mean, by a mile. You did. You told me, Steve-O. You told me. And it's not like I hadn't necessarily written the Sparrow off, but I had, a mental hierarchy of where the Sparrow sat, and it wasn't super high up on the list. After hearing, give the Sparrow another try, 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 like, fine. So Tuesday we did the Sparrow. You were right. You were all right. I was wrong. You were right. And I locked it. Yeah, there's a Stubby V2. They're teasing the Stubby V2. The Stubby V2. It's a thing. It's coming back. I'm interested to see, and I know Azia from Early Bird is in the chat. I'm interested to see where could the Stubby 2 go? What changes could be made to the Stubby? Because it did everything. It had everything. There was even like the Stubby 21700, the Stubby X-Ray, the Stubby X-Ray 21700. I'm fascinated to see where this can possibly go. What else are we bringing to the Stubby? What other panels? What other shapes? What other, maybe weird-ass drip tips? I have no idea. And I'm looking forward to it. Even though I don't super jam on Boro stuff anymore, I still am looking forward to the Stubby. Yeah, they should have called it the Stubbier. Oh, man. What a wasted opportunity. The Stubbier. The Stubbier. I'm going to call it the Stubbier, Azia. I'm going to call it the Stubbier. You can't stop me. I know, Andy Tom. Opportunity missed. Complete opportunity missed. But, let's, did we hear this already?
America, this is you.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we're going to get into some Assignment Planet Globe / the Cracklegasm. I didn't load these pictures in here, but I got Adam, a fella named Adam. He goes by Wickbeard. Wicked Beard. It's Wicked Beard here. I just want to say thank you so much. Due to you and the Bogan, I was finally able to fully quit smoking combustible cigarettes 4 years ago. It's been awesome. I have included some of the gear I often use, including my own build stand. Thank you for everything you do. Adam, boom. You love to see this, Adam. That's so great. I am wildly jealous of your still functioning def mods. I'm assuming that's a def mods. I'm wildly jealous that yours is still there and still functioning and covered in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's rad. Hella even. Vindicator, RDA for vaping, Twisted Timmy's Cream. There's that Bogan Death Wish mods mech with it looks like an Asgard on top. Georgie Porgy Blueberry Danish sounds delicious. I love the Gorillas Def Box. It just makes me miss my Guar box so much. I had a cool Guar covered in Guar box that it just died. Just died. I don't know what's wrong with it. I can't get a hold of Def Mods. It is radio silence. It bums me out every day. Bums me out every day. Sad Boy Cookie, hell yeah. Billet Box, hell yeah. Wicked, hell yeah. Other, not quite a billet box, but something that kind of looks like a billet box, hell yeah. Noms X2 Kiwi Mandarin, hell yeah. Adam. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate this. Appreciate you sending those in. We got another one from, I saw him dip in here. Old Jordan, a.k.a. The Red Anxiety. Here I got the new Turk Mech with your V3 on top. Amazing RDA, bro. Next I got the Lost Vape Centaurus, RDA for Vaping V2. Dead Rabbit MTO. Let's get a look at this, Red Anxiety. Where are you at? Hell yeah. That Turk Mech recoil combo kind of looks really sick. Really sick. Lost Vape Centaurus. Next to that, RDA for vaping. I like those Lost Vape Centaurus eye. I never had that one, but the one that I have, I do like a lot. And it makes me wish I had had one of those old ones too. Man after my own heart. Running that Dead Rabbit MTL with some 12 milligram mixtape guava jelly. Let's go. That's amazing. You look like a GrimmGreen subscriber to me. Let's see. Tim. I think Tim's the last assignment Planet Globe. Yep, this is what I've been vaping. The Pixel AIO Shift Boro tank. Goblin Mech Boro. Hang on. Let's get Tim's picture up here before we get out of control here. Tim. Here's what I've been vaping. It's the Pixel AIO with the Shift Boro tank. Kaleidoscope, which I've never heard of that liquid. I love liquids I've never heard of. I've never heard of Lemon Lush either. Goblin Mech Boro with another Shift Boro tank, and the Early Bird Harrier N80 with the Sparrow Rally Sport RTA on top for adult use only. Suicide Bunny? Dang, bro, you got some Suicide Bunny liquids. Hell yeah, Tim Fox. Thank you, Tim Fox. Appreciate you, Tim Fox. Thank you for sending in your lineup, Tim Fox. That's rad. I want to try that Lemon Lush. That watermelon lemon. And that sounds good. Holy crap, that sounds so good. Your Pixel is dead, Paul? Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really very super sorry to hear that. I need to sit up straight. Sit up straight, Grim. Okay, fine. I think that was all of the assignment Planet Globes, which means... Here, let's get to a... Cracklegasm here. Just boring background, Nick. What happened to like a fun background, huh? Let's go for this old school look. It's a good one. I like that it takes a full minute and a half when you click on a picture and say, set this as my desktop wallpaper. Your Mac is like, wait, what? What did you want to do? Wait, what did he want to do? What did he say he wanted to do? Set it as wallpaper? Are you sure that's what he said? Set it as wallpaper? Okay, I'm gonna set it as the wallpaper, but only if you think that's what he said. 30 seconds just to change the wallpaper. That's insanity. That's insanity. You still have a red skeleton empire? Dude. Bust that out. Vape it. Yeah, I know. I fucked up. Everyone's calling it the rally sport just because of a joke. Took off. Can't help it. The old rally sport. Let's hear from... Okay, the first thing I want to hear is... This was from... Notice the screen recording. This is just from Instagram. I was just on the Alexa Nation stories, and heard this crackle. What?
Tiga alasan kenapa.
That's insane. Yeah. Well, that's the Oxva. That's the Oxva, V Prime, the Alexa V Prime, and Alexa Nation makes a RBA for it that slaps. And so now there's all these Indonesian dudes getting wild crackle out of these little Oxva pods. I just had to share that. That's not an official entry, but that's some crackle. But I can't get that crackle. Kind of do it. Anyway, on to some actual crackle. I think this is... What was this person's name? Possibly Trevor? Trevor's Batman taser? All right, let's hear from Trevor. Of course, Trevor has the black murdered out LVE Orion too. Let's play that back a little bit. You know, it's not a bad little crackle. My favorite part of this crackle, though, is the bubbles. That's the best part of this whole crackle, I think. It's a little chill, isn't it? The bubbles. The bubbles are what's doing it for me. Boop, 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 boop. That's crazy. I'm not even listening anymore. I'm just watching the bubbles. Boop, 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 boop. That's cool. That wins. That wins because of bubbles. That's a pretty okay crackle. It's a pretty okay crackle. It's a pretty chill crackle. Paul Cole. It's a bit of a wet fart crackle. If I had to really, really dial it in, I'd say it kind of more like a wet fart. Dude, if I could have a bubblegasm competition where people only send me bubbles escaping their airflow, that would be like my favorite. Boop, 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 boop. That's so cool. All right. Well, Trevor, listen, I don't know if it's going to win any volume awards or taser awards, but those bubbles, that was worth the price of admission. That's the highlight of the stream. All the comments on this vlog on YouTube are just going to be about those bubbles. I know it. I can tell. Just some bubbles. Let's see. I got an email here from Dead Note. Dead Note back with a redemption shot. Same setup, but the wicking is more on point. Okay. This is for redemption at an RDA crackle. Tell me what you think. It's a whole lot better than last time. I promise you won't be disappointed. Promise. Promise, Dead Note. Okay, let's see. This is some RDA crackle from Dead Note. Make sure the volumes are maxed out. Let's hear.
Okay, redemption shot. This is a Anunnaki and the Hyperion again. Check out this crackle, man.
Whoa. What do you think of that RDA crackle? I like this crackle. It is a little stun gunny silk pump. From an RDA. I agree. That's some nice RDA crackle. But where are the bubbles? That's a good RDA crackle. Machine guns firing in the distance. I want to hear the vape through. But also, look at the vapor pouring out of the side there. Look at the vapor pouring out of that side. Watch. Yeah. Yeah. This is a good RDA crackle. This is exemplary even. Dude, this is a good RDA crackle. Yeah, Rubik's Cube check. I like the idea that he just keeps a solved Rubik's Cube in his car, just on in the glove box there, in the little center console. Here, let's get it again at the end. I'm really impressed by this RDA crackle. Very, Very impressed with that RDA crackle. I'm really impressed by that, Dead Note. Well done. Really well done. I mean, on an RDA even. On an RDA. Hang on, I think we have Frank with an RDA. Oh no, we got Frank with an RTA. We got Mother Truckin' Frank with a Mother Truckin' RTA, Frank. He's got the vape down as in a second video. That's just how Frank rolls. We're going to have to deal with it. I don't question the process. Textbook. That's like... That's the most textbook, like, perfect crackle ever. Frank. Okay, wait, hang on. There's a vape down video. Yeah. Yeah, dude. That is a very nice crackle. Frank, he's like, I want to win this. I mean, that is top tier. That is top tier crackle, Frank. Tasery, popcorny. I mean, the original, again, it's just, that's textbook crackle. That's the most perfect crackle. So, yeah, depth, resonance. Big men putting screwdrivers into things, turning them and adjusting them. Perfect. Perfect crackle. This is Frank. Perfect. That's perfect crackle. Hang on. There are two more to compete with. There's one from Kellen. I think this name is pronounced Kellen. K-E-L-L-E-N. Kellen. Hey, Nick, hope all's well. I just re-wicked my Dead Rabbit V3 and got some decent crackle. Running a set of homemade NI80 Tricore 28 gauge Aliens, 0.16, 105 watts. Not the best, not the worst, but very flavorful and satisfying. I have it on top of my first ever GAR 21. So have fun making out that puff counter. I also think my fan may have been on. If that's the case, I am sorry. I'm too lazy to re-record a new one. Listen, K-Man. I know who K-Man is. Whoops. Come on now, K-Man. Come on now. Go on, get. I mean, oh. Wait, see, that one sounds better on the inhale. It's kind of lettucey. It's a little lettucey. Taco, I looked today, and I could not find you. It's a little sizzly, yeah, little sizzle. But when he vapes down, you can hear it much better. It probably sounds much better. Or it probably feels much better. Listen, the bench... Yeah, the bar for RDAs has been lifted now. Because of Dead Note. So before, we might have been like, oh, that's not a bad crackle for an RDA. But now, after hearing Dead Note's RDA crackle, you kind of go, well, it's not Dead Note's crackle, you know. It's crunchy. It's crunchy, but the vape down I think is better. It's crunchy, but I think the vape down is better. Have I found your stubby crackle? Stubby crackle. Maybe. If you're wondering, if you've emailed me a Cracklegasm and you're wondering if I've seen it yet, or just resend. Send it up. Resend it. That'll bump it to the top. Resend it. And that'll make life easier, I think, for everybody. Crackle on the Delrin stubby? Send it over. Send it over. Yeah, here's the thing, though. We got Michael. I don't think Michael had an email. There was no email associated with it. Did we watch this? Let's watch it again. I think he said in an email, he's got that like fleece heart blanket. I don't know if this is necessarily an award-winning crackle, Michael. It's pretty good. It's snappy. It's a little popcorny. It's a little poppy. Oh, you sent it on WhatsApp? Oh, man. I can go back and look for it. Can't wait for you to rewatch my dual coil crackle on the Tsunami Reborn. We're going to go back. I'm going to try to find the best of. Little bit poppy. Yeah, crackle is a feeling, but crackle is also, it's a sound. It's a little crunchy. It's a little crunchy, Michael. It's probably satisfying to vape. Crackle is a quest. It's a non-stop. It's a non-stop. I think Frank has won like 3 nights of the Cracklegasm, like over the last couple months. That is award-winning. I can't get over how good that crackle is. It's flawless. That's the crackle. That's the crackle, Frank. Congratulations, Frank. I think Frank's going to win tonight. I think Frank's taking it home. Unless Instagram counts. Unless that counts. I want to keep this as like a... What do you mean by crackle? I'm just going to email them that video of Frank and be like, this is textbook crackle. Textbook. I can't even... I mean, that's pretty close. Crackle, I think it really just goes a long way. I think it just goes a long way. Let's try to do this real quick. I'm trying not to run long tonight. And it's because I can't stay up really late. On Thursdays, I like to stay up really late in the yo-yo hangs. I mean, really late. I look forward to it every week. It's like, late night tonight, baby. We're going to be up till 2. I have an early morning doctor's appointment tomorrow. I can't stay up super late, so I'm trying to keep the vlog a little shorter just for, time-related reasons. Now then. All right, well done. Let's move forward real quick into some, I think I got some Nick Guy the Science Man.
Nick Guy the Science Man.
I thought I had some Nick Guy the Science Man. Yep. So there's a study going around that I think everybody needs to know about. It's being used to, by the media as sort of a heavy metals in your vapes. Vape metals are scary And this is the latest study that's being passed around all of news media about e-cigarette aerosols containing heavy metal. I'm reading now from Clearing the Air. It says a new vape study is fueling fresh fears about toxic metals, but experts say the science behind the headlines is far less clear. Published in Analytical and Bioanalytical Chemistry, the research explored whether metals from vape aerosols can build up on lung tissue. Using a mouse model, scientists exposed animals to aerosol from a refillable device and reported detecting metals including nickel, copper, and lead in both the aerosol and in the lung tissue. The authors say the results demonstrate measurable metal accumulation to the point of potential health risks. But critics argue that the study also highlights how complex laboratory findings can be presented without context needed to understand what they mean in the real world. This was an overheating. This was overheating the coils again. Researchers will use a device with liquid and coils or liquid and mesh, and they'll just use it and use it and use it and use it, and it's burning and it's burning and it's burning and it's burning, and they go, "Whoa, we're getting some really weird measures." And it's kind of like, yeah, you're doing it wrong. No one would use a vape like that. And I always make the car, analogy where if you drained all the oil out of your car and just put it up on a rack and just ran the engine with your floor, with the pedal down, the car's going to seize up. Yeah, you drained all the oil. Oh, we're getting weird readings. It looks like burning. Yeah, you're burning it. You're burning it. Research into metals and vaping has been building for more than a decade and has produced a familiar pattern. Metals are often detected, but the levels vary widely. A 2018 study found that heating coils can transfer metals into the aerosol with concentrations differing significantly between devices. A 2017 study identified potentially toxic metals in some products, but again, highlighted large variations. A 2020 systematic review found metals in e-liquids, aerosol, and biological samples, but stressed substantial heterogeneity, significant variations across studies, products, and conditions. The most recent research has reinforced the point. A 2025 study of disposable vapes reported elevated metal emissions on some products, suggesting that newer devices may behave differently from older refillable models. Taken together, the evidence does not point to a single consistent exposure profile, but to a wildly variable one. Look, the more you know. The more you know. You mean firing a vape 10,000 times repeatedly creates crazy vapors? Yeah, it creates also all sorts of terrible stuff. It's like a cigarette unlit is harmless. It's not going to do anything to you. It creates carcinogens when you light it on fire and burn it. And if you take a vape and you vape it past the point of moisture and all the liquid is gone and you're burning metal and you're burning cotton, yeah, you're going to get crazy things. You're going to see crazy things. The study provides detailed analytical evidence that metals can be present in vape aerosol, that metal-containing species can be detected, and that short-term exposure can alter metal levels in mouse lung tissue. But it does not show that vaping causes any disease in humans, that the levels detected are harmful at all, or how these exposures compare with smoking, or how modern devices perform under real-world conditions. Even the authors emphasize the need for further research and acknowledge the limitations of their model. Yep, absolutely, Steve-O. This is the type of crap that millions of uneducated commenters on Facebook argue to prove vaping is worse than smoking. Yep. I came to this epiphany last night, Steve-O. I had this same epiphany last night. I was telling Casey, I said, I think I'm done correcting people. I'll fight the system. I'll correct World Health Organization. I'll I'll fire shots at FDA and CDC all day long. But individual people who are wrong, you're not worth my time anymore. You're going to just continue being wrong. There's no amount of evidence or data I can show you that would make you change your mind. So go. Just go away from me and go be wrong somewhere else. Yeah, you can't waste your time. You can't waste your time. All too often, even on Instagram today, I swiped past like 5 videos about vaping. And one of them was just some woman sitting on her couch going, vaping is so cringe. Like, why don't you just have a cigarette? And I'm like, flip. Do not engage with that person. Don't leave a comment. Don't film a response video. Swipe past that person immediately. Nick Guy, the Science Man. Nick Guy, the Science Man. This is no different. I believe this is no different than popcorn lung. Popcorn lung all comes from one study where they found diacetyl in an e-liquid. That's all they discovered in this study, was that some of the e-liquids contained percentages of diacetyl. Not that vaping those liquids would cause diacetyl. There was no mouse studies. There was no in vitro studies. They only found diacetyl in liquids and then extrapolated out that vaping causes popcorn lung because some of the liquids we found contained diacetyl. And obviously, if someone were to vape these diacetyl liquids, they'll obviously contract popcorn lung. And that is just called speculating. Steve-O, what a hell of an advocate. You're better off spending your time submitting community notes. 100%. 3,000%. It's pretty great going on Twitter now and seeing World Health, we're going to talk about this in a second, seeing World Health get a community note. Like seeing World Health post something insane. And I swipe past it and I think, well, 5 years ago, that really would have set me off. But I know in a half hour, there's going to be a community note on it. So I'm just going to scroll right past that. Sure enough, not a day goes by where I don't see the World Health Organization getting a community note for lying on Twitter about harm reduction. It's like a weekly thing now. Yeah. So, submit community notes. Don't argue with people on the internet, especially a one-on-one situation. I can't stand that. It's such a waste of time. It's such a wild waste of time. There was one guy the other day that I was going back and forth with on Twitter, and I gave him a link, and he's like, so? I'm like, oh, I just assumed that you would click the link I gave you because that's the information that I'd like you to read. Okay, never mind. What am I doing? What the hell am I doing? You could plant someone in front of just data, just a big pie chart, and go, see the big pie chart? See this wedge right here? You're still not paying attention? Okay. So I don't bother either. I don't do either of those things. Let's, Nick Guy, the Science Man. Let's, before we get into news, let's do something fun. This is the coolest thing I've seen all week. Well, two of the coolest things I've seen all week. One of them came from Twitter X, and it's only a 15-second video, but I've watched this on a loop at least 30 dozen times, at least 60 dozen times. Yeah, it's like when you present actual scientific evidence, and they're like, you could have gotten that anywhere, but I'll totally believe my reputable Facebook post source. Yeah, the thing that happens on the internet now that literally everybody does is the shill's gambit. Everybody does the shill's gambit. I watch anti-vapors say that anybody who says something positive about tobacco harm reduction must be a shill. You must be taking money to say those things. And then I watch vapors turn around to anybody who's anti-vaping and go, you must be a shill. You must be taking money for that. And I just go, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? It's a logical fallacy. You just can't call someone a shill because you disagree with them. That's just the shill's gambit. And you know that's like the most laughable, like, what are you doing? You must be getting paid to say that. Okay. Shill's gambit. Everybody does it. I've seen vapors do it constantly. How much is Bloomberg paying you to say that? Accuse everybody of just being a shill. That's the way you win win an argument. You're a shill. This is the coolest 15 seconds you're going to see all day. This is the coolest 15 seconds you're going to see all day. I have to mute it. No big deal. Just a drone show of Darth Vader in South Korea. I wish I could play the music. Maybe I will. Drones. Now, why can't we just use drones for fun shit like this? Why can't we just, every night, above every city in America, just a drone show? They're electric powered drones with lights. We could have, Blade Runner style giant drone holograms all over the city, and it would be so sick. It would be so sick. But instead, it's like, whoa, no, what do you mean? Let's use drones to kill people. Why? You want to use them for entertainment? You want to use it for something useful? No. Palantir gets the drones. Palantir used the drones to kill people. I'd like to use the drones to make a giant Darth Vader over every city in America. I feel like that's not unreasonable even. That's not an unreasonable request from your government. We should be able to ask for stuff like that. They're the public servants. We're the private citizens. Can we just use drones for fun stuff like this? I agree, Marky Boy. It's kind of sick as tits. But wait, that's not even like, sure. That's kind of the coolest thing I saw all week. It's kind of the coolest thing I saw all week. But this is definitely the funniest thing I've seen all week. Remember succulent Chinese meal? And what is the charge? Enjoying a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Remember that guy?
Hand off my penis! Did someone actually grab you on the penis that day?
Nah.
Okay, well, why did you say that then?
Because I'm being arrested. You should be able to say things like that, shouldn't you?
There was a rumor that part of the reason for the rant was that you were trying to get booked into an insane asylum.
Oh, I said that, yeah.
You said that to the ABC?
Yeah.
Were you talking shit?
Yeah, of course. But I have been in an
insane asylum.
Yeah, they got me. Get your hand off my penis!
So this dude in Australia followed up with Jack's succulent Chinese meal arrest and interviewed him. And I thought that was the funniest thing when he goes...
Did someone actually grab you on the penis that day?
Nah.
Okay, well, why...
He's like, nah. I just said it. I was being arrested. You should just be able to say stuff like that.
Did you say that then?
Because I'm being arrested. You should be able to say things like that, shouldn't you?
There was a rumor that part of the reason for the rant was that you...
I really hope that this guy in Australia is just a national treasure. I hope everybody in Australia is a fan of this guy. There's a full interview
trying to get
of
booked
this.
into an insane asylum.
Oh, I said that, yeah.
You said that to the ABC?
Yeah, there's clips all over the
Were you talking
place. I've seen
shit?
1,000 clips of this guy, but there's the full interview. You should watch the full interview. He passed away several months ago. Did he really? Oh, I think we did report on that. I think we did actually talk about that. The succulent Chinese meal. Yeah, your whole life is a lie. No one actually touched his penis.
But I have been in a...
I loved that. I love this whole interview. You should go watch it. This guy's a legend. I mean, succulent Chinese meal? What is the charge? A succulent Chinese meal? Like, did anyone actually touch your penis? He's like, nah. Nah, of course not. But you say stuff like that. This is the final coolest thing I've seen all week. This was actually the first coolest thing I saw all week. I saw this at the beginning of the week and I've been saving it. But it's really, really cool. Also slightly a little bit depressing. Also slightly a little bit depressing. That's the other part. Let's watch this Instagram reel together.
Its headlights. It's called the Huawei Aito M9 and it makes Western luxury cars just look stupid. When you're driving on the motorway, the million pixel headlights literally cut out the light around oncoming cars so you never blind them. It can project massive navigation arrows onto the road in front of you, and it can even project a light carpet that matches the exact width of your car in the driving lane. It features an advanced active suspension system that reads the road ahead. It compensates for bumps in milliseconds and tiny bumps, meaning while you're on the inside, you literally don't feel the road at all. It can even raise a single wheel off the ground dynamically if you get a flat tire. Insane. And on the inside, it's like a private jet. It features a 32-inch cinema.
This guy's Australian too?
Screen that,
I don't know, maybe I'm under, yeah. Huawei
rolls down from the ceiling. There's screens behind the seats and a crazy 43 speaker sound system with a next level noise cancellation. You could genuinely live inside this thing. And right now it's only available in China and it feels like something straight out of 2035. It's also the same price as an Audi or a BMW. We're being ripped off in the Western world with the cars we have available. Huawei built a new luxury car and it can...
Why can't we have these? Why can't we have these? He's a Kiwi? Why can't we have these cars? Why can't we have these cars? He said they're comparable to a BMW, so I'm assuming like $60,000 car maybe?
Literally project a full-blown movie through its headlights.
It can project a movie on a wall through its headlights.
It's called the Huawei...
What? And all we get in America is just surveillance in our cars? Why can't we get one of these? Why can't I, in the free market of America, why can't I buy a Huawei car? I'm not allowed to. I'm straight up not allowed to. You can't. They won't let you. It's illegal. You can't even import them. And I think that's... Is that weird? Yeah, exactly. In America, we just get facial recognition installed in every car. That's way more important than, I mean, the headlights that project your lane in front of you, your headlights that automatically dim if a car is passing you so you don't blind them, heads-up display that shows you your map route on the road in front of you. What the fuck has Ford done? What has Ford done lately that we have to be locked into their car? It's like, well, you can buy a Ford. Can I get that cool Huawei Chinese car? Nope. But you can have a Ford. Does it project a movie out of my headlights? No. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, you can't buy any of their products in the West. You can't buy their phones. You can't buy their cars. You can't buy any of their tech. It's weird. Because once you realize what's going on, you go, oh, this is protectionism. This is the U.S. protecting U.S. companies by not allowing other companies to play in our free market we have. This free market capitalism we have where Ford actively lobbies to keep cars like that out of the country so we're forced to buy their shitty cars. It's kind of like how RJ Reynolds wants to keep all Chinese vapes out of the country so we have to buy their shitty vapes. It's called protectionism, and it's shitty. And yeah, Ford did start the 40-hour work week. Ford... I have literally nothing nice to say about Ford. Nothing. The shittiest cars I've ever owned in my life have all been Fords. They lobby so that I don't know why people think that this is some sort of like free market capitalism we have going on in this world or even in this country. That's mind-blowing that R.J. Reynolds, Ford can do this, food manufacturers can do this. Lots of big businesses can lobby the federal government to keep their competition away from our market. Their products can't compete in the real free market where consumers get to decide the things that they want to buy. So they need the U.S. government to do some protectionism for their companies that are too big to fail. Yeehaw. What a glorious time to be alive. What a glorious time. American cars are manufactured specifically to be maintained regularly and to have parts fail so it supports our economic model. Dude, yeah. Once you realize how much of the economy is propped up by cars, it's not just car dealers, it's not just used car dealers. It's every auto body shop, of which there's thousands in Los Angeles, every tire place, of which there's thousands in Los Angeles, every collision repair, every oil change place, it's all from one product. This one product, a car, just jumps, it just spawns this whole economy around fixing them. That's wild to me. Well, no, we can't have cars that don't break because then what would auto mechanics do? We need to have someone to fix these cars. We need to have people and manufacturers so we can keep this economy going based on our transportation methods. I don't know, man. I don't even know what the world is anymore. I feel like a stranger on Earth. Those are the coolest things I saw this week. I saw a falconer kid too, but I forgot to save the video, and it's so badass. But I saw a kid being a falconer. I'm going to try to find the falconer video for next week. Just this little 9-year-old kid, a hawk the size of a elephant just lands on his arm. It was so badass. I thought, maybe I'll get into falconry? The same reason why the roads in the Central Valley are destroyed. They just had tire shops instead of using taxes for road repair. Dude, yes, 1,500%. 2 trillion%. It's crazy how much taxes we pay to not have our roads fixed. I mean, main roads in the valley just sit and, they do this thing where they'll fill in potholes, but just with temporary fillings because that's cheaper. And one of the things that happens in California is if you have to repair a road, there's an ordinance that jumps into place where if you're repairing a road, you have to repair the curbs around it. And so what cities will do is put stripes of pavement down the middle of the road. And as long as they stay far enough away from the curb, the ordinance doesn't kick in and they don't have to repair the curb. So we get literally the shittiest possible roads because the government refuses to spend any money on our infrastructure. Sorry. Not trying to get so ranty here, but that's what happens. In fact, speaking of ranty, we might have to get a little bit ranty. Right now, you guys. I think it's time to do a little bit of news and advocacy. I'm going to try not to get looking. We're going to do retro vaping. We're going to do liquids. We're going to do bans. But right now, let's jump in. Let's go for it. Actually, let's hydrate first. In fact, I think we're going to hydrate with... Pacey! I don't have a cool screen for her yet, but I'm going to hydrate with Steve-O's cat Pacey. Let's go. Let's race, Pacey. Matching. Pace hydrating machine. Yeah, I love that look at the end. Look at that look. Look at that little cat face. You love that little cat face. You just love to see it. I know there were some hydrates there. I'm sorry, I haven't popped out my activity feed. I'm way behind. JJ, Hotspot Josh, bagpipes, raw hit, Paul Cole. Hotspot Josh, Dirtle. Hotspot Josh, Paul, Enoch, Tommy Pockets, Lost World of JJ, JJ, Tommy Pockets, JJ, Tommy Pockets, JJ, Tommy Pockets and JJ, like Doomskis. Paul F's in there. Hell yeah, Marky Boy. Hell yeah, Marky Boy. Hell yeah, Marky Bay. Marky Boy. Thank you guys for absolutely keeping me as hydrated as I possibly can. As I possibly can be. You are so correct. I was in Santa Barbara about 6 months ago visiting my parents' old house. That's in my name. And I went down to LA to my old stomping grounds. I couldn't believe the worst. Yeah. It's because, do you want to know really why this is because? It's because of the LAPD. The city of Los Angeles pays literal billions of dollars of taxpayer money to the LAPD just for liability payments. So just for the LAPD roughing people up, breaking the law, breaking due process, killing people, arresting the wrong people, those liability payouts don't come from the LAPD's budget. They come from the city budget. So the reason we can't have paved roads is because the LAPD kills too many people. The reason we can't have infrastructure is because the LAPD roughs up too many people and the taxpayers pay out the LAPD's liability payments. That is wild to me that it doesn't come out of their own budget. I get very involved in local politics. And I'm not like necessarily an ACAB type of person. But if the police are roughing people up and then getting sued, and then I'm on the hook to pay the cops liability payment, when I really would just like my taxes to just pave the roads, that's all I'm asking for. Yeah. Karen Bass is a clown, but Spencer Pratt is also a clown. I'm terrified for the future of Los Angeles. Well, listen, Steve Denny, we need to abolish qualified immunity immediately. Okay, listen, I don't want to talk about cops. I want to talk about the absurdity of the European Tobacco Control Conference. Tuck in. This is going to be great. This is like a preview of how wildly dystopian the future of vaping is going to be. Yeah. First things first. Hang on. There's one thing I wanted to shout out here. Yep. It's this. It's this. Have you shared your tobacco harm reduction story yet? Have ya? THR Global. I'm putting this in the description. I'm putting this in the chat. I'm putting this in the description of, like, I think every video that I just upload from now on, every stream I do, I want as many people as possible to fill this out. Global State of Tobacco Harm Reduction. Share your stories. Your quitting journey is insanely powerful, especially if it's a really compelling story, but it's insanely powerful for lawmakers and legislators to hear. It feels like nobody cares, but I have to believe there are people that care. Enough to hear your story and do something about it. So I'm going to put this in the description. Real people, real outcomes, a global view of tobacco harm reduction. You can click on the map, North America, 24 testimonials. We've got, 18 million vapors in the U.S. We got 24 testimonials. I think we can do way better than that. So I'm going to put a link to that down in the description. I'd really appreciate it if everybody did that. There has not been really any movement with FDA, Trump administration, McCary left. We got a new head of the FDA. We got a new head of the Center for Tobacco Products. They approved some flavors. Everybody's losing their minds, and everybody's getting that story actually completely wrong. Everybody's presenting it as R.J. Reynolds gave $5 million to the Trump administration, and then one day later they approved flavors. That's not what happened. The flavors were approved before R.J. Reynolds gave any money to the Trump administration, because they're pulling a Stanton glance. They're claiming that vaping causes heart attacks, even if the heart attacks happened before vaping. The flavors were approved and authorized well before R.J. Reynolds gave any money to the Trump administration. And I realize that's not how this is supposed to work. It's not supposed to be pay to play. What we really need is lasting congressional and judicial change on the PMTA process. But this weird ass first step of the FDA backpedaling, I'll take it. I don't even care. I don't care how vaping wins. It just needs to win. It just needs to win. I gotta believe that some people care. I can't think that everybody is as cynical as I am, you know? Yep. Evade, listen, we might be able to talk about the tobacco and vapes bill next week. I'd like to focus on the EU. And as far as America goes, the United States goes, FDA authorized 2 flavors, and everybody lost their ever-loving minds. The Connecticut Attorney General leads a bipartisan effort against FDA's plan to ease flavored vape approvals. Look at this guy. Smoke cigarettes. Connecticut Attorney General William Tong is leading a bipartisan coalition of 21 attorney generals urging the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to abandon proposed guidance that critics say would make it easier for flavored e-cigarette products to gain federal approval, potentially worsening youth nicotine addiction nationwide. This guy's a dumb shit. I can't believe that an attorney general of a state can be this brain dead. So what, cigarettes? You just want more cigarettes? Is that what he's after? And even he gets it way wrong. FDA has failed to do its job for decades. That's correct. They looked the other way as the market flooded with thousands of unauthorized flavored e-cigarettes, resulting in a new generation of addicted youth. What? What are you talking about? You're an attorney general. Shouldn't you know the youth vaping data? If you're making statements like this, I feel like you would have glanced at some National Youth Tobacco Survey data from the federal government, from the CDC, from the FDA, that shows that youth nicotine vaping has dropped 70% in the last 6 years. It's at the lowest levels ever recorded. But sure, yeah, a whole new generation of addicted youth. What are they addicted to? Because it's not nicotine. It's not even cigarettes. I am so bored to tears of politicians propping up kids as some sort of like human shield to rip away adults' access to less harmful vapor products. This is the dumbest person I've ever come across. Attorney General William Tong is a dumb ass. Yogurt brain. Smoothie brain. You're an attorney general, dude. You have to know more than you're letting on. And I hate this like faking ignorance. This youth vaping is skyrocketing. How could someone say that with a straight face? How could you look at the National Youth Tobacco Survey data and conclude that youth vaping is skyrocketing? You can't. It's called lying. It's called fabrication. You just made shit up. You just made it up. Oh, I heard about that. Kibotron. Cough, cough. I'll just, no big deal. Water is a scam attorney. Water is a scam attorney right there. William Tong needs to resign. William Tong needs to be fired. Can you fire an attorney general? Is that possible? When you have the perspective that we do, this just seems the most ridiculous shit you've ever read in your life. When you know that there's a spectrum of harm on tobacco products, and you know that there's very lethal tobacco products, and you know that there's very, very safe tobacco products, like pouches, and you look at Sweden and they're a smoke-free country. Less than 5% of the population smokes. They still use nicotine, but nobody's dying of lung cancer. And then this Yutz is talking about how there's a whole new generation. There's a youth vaping crisis happening. A youth vaping crisis is happening. They're going after pouches because of addiction. Someone make sense of this. I can't anymore. It's like, what do you even say? What do you even say? I can't handle it. I just can't. Let's trash Europe a little bit. We are going to be borrowing heavily from Clive Bates tonight. Clive Bates, he's a prolific writer. He's been a THR guy. He writes novels. So when I first came across this, I thought, maybe we could just read this Clive Bates article. We'd be here all night. We'd be running long all night. So I took just a shit ton of notes. I've got like 2 pages of notes from this article. But let's all look at this graphic. So recently, there was a European Conference on Tobacco and Health. A European Conference on Tobacco and Health. Everything's addictive. They need to get... I know. Dude, Paul Cole, everything's addictive. And before the Surgeon General's report on cigarette smoking, before we knew there were severe harms involved as far as like lung cancer, emphysema, COPD, death, things like that, smoking, before we knew the harms, was just considered a habit. I have a smoking habit. He has a smoking habit. No different than I have a coffee habit. I have a cocktail habit. I have a beer habit. I have a smoking habit. It was just called a habit. Addiction implies harm. Habit applies doing something habitually. Like drinking coffee every morning. Habitual. Like vaping. It's habitual. Addiction implies harm. Addiction implies continued use despite the harm that you're incurring. Addiction does not describe vaping, I don't think, in any way. I think a habit does. Look at this. European Conference on Tobacco and Health. Unbelievable. The graphic above summarizes the declaration of the European Conference on Tobacco and Health 2026 held in Milan on May 20th and 22nd. No doubt the conference will have been a lovely, rejuvenating experience for Europe's top tobacco control activists, but the declaration confirms my theory that large groups of activists are capable only of producing dumb and embarrassingly simplistic ideas. This declaration is Exhibit A. What's the first thing that pops out to you that you go, wait, what the fuck? EU Tobacco Control Conference. The big takeaway from all of this is that nicotine is the enemy. Not smoking, not combustion, not lung cancer, not COPD, not emphysema, not mouth cancer, not the harms from cigarettes, but just nicotine is the enemy. They say that tobacco harm reduction is big tobacco propaganda. Big tobacco propaganda. Clive Bates says that this is anti-tobacco activists being laser focused on punishing tobacco companies while at the same time making everything harder for smokers to quit. Yeah. Tobacco control, this has been the theme of tobacco control. This is why Mike Bloomberg's panties are all bunched up around his Muppet mouth, is that he wants to punish the tobacco companies more than he wants to stop people dying from the products tobacco companies make. They're willing to sacrifice the health of citizens if it means that they get to punish big tobacco. That's where we're at with tobacco control. We are just collateral damage. Human death is just, that's going to happen. But as long as we get to punish big tobacco, that's the really critically important part. Sugar is worse for you. Sugar, alcohol, like there's 1,000 different comparisons, you know? Harm reduction can't ethically be enjoyable. According to the entirety of the European Union's Conference on Tobacco and Health, yes, you are correct. So let's look at that first one. You see that? Making cities nicotine-free by default. What? This basically means, hang on, let me label this real quick. That basically means restrictions everywhere. Restrictions everywhere, controls everywhere for all nicotine products. Indoor, outdoor, public, private. They want it to be illegal for any human to use any nicotine product, even in your own home. If you're in the European Union and this rolls out, you can't have nicotine pouches in your house, because that wouldn't be in line with nicotine-free cities. That fantasy pipe dream of a nicotine-free city. They treat nicotine as the enemy. They obviously ignore all relative risks that have anything to do with combustion. This stigmatizes people, and this discourages anybody from quitting or switching to a less harmful form of nicotine. If they're level setting all tobacco products that contain nicotine as the same level of harm, what's the incentive for someone to switch? Nicotine free includes no nicotine anywhere. All sorts of restrictions. I'm assuming that you would be able to get NRTs, pouches, not pouches, but like pills and gums and patches. Maybe? But it doesn't sound like it. Here's the problem. And this is the problem with so much in the world, and especially I just keep going to draw parallels to the United States. They have these vague terms. What does a nicotine-free city mean? What does that mean? What does that actually look like? It's just a vague term. It's kind of deliberately vague so that you kind of build in your head maybe what that looks like, but they shy away from any specifics. They shy away from, well, you're only allowed to have 1 pack of cigarettes on you at a time. You're only allowed to have 0 nicotine vapes, and they can't be vaped in public. What does a nicotine-free city look like? Doesn't matter. It's just vague. Yeah, no tomatoes, no eggplants. Get all nicotine out of the city. All of it. What does that mean? It's just vague on purpose. It's just vague on purpose. Kind of like how the United States now, they consider you a domestic terrorist if you're anti-tech or anti-AI. You're considered a domestic terrorist now. Well, what does that mean? Anti-tech. If I don't have a smartphone, does that mean I'm anti-tech and I'm a domestic terrorist now? If I use my smartphone to say that this smartphone sucks, is that anti-tech? Am I a domestic terrorist now if I'm anti-tech? Governments love using these weird, ambiguous, vague terms that let them later on specifically sort of tailor them to what they wanted. Starts off vague, comes to a fine point that is usually being jammed into your eyeball. That's usually how it goes. I mean, as far as I know. Yeah, great. Number 2, applying the same strict regulations to all products, closing loopholes across tobacco, e-cigarettes, heated and emerging non-therapeutic nicotine products. This is basically saying everything is the same. Same rules for everything. All nicotine products, regardless of the harm they cause, cigarettes or vapes or pouches or heat not burn, all are the same strict regulation. Obviously, all that does is protect cigarette sales. I feel like I don't have to repeat that. All it's going to do is protect cigarette sales, because if I'm a cigarette smoker and the government is telling me that cigarettes and pouches and vapes and heat not burns are all the same, I would look at my cigarettes and go, why change? Why do anything different? If vaping is treated regulatorily the same as cigarettes, taxed the same, banned the same, usage bans the same, what's someone's motivation to switch or quit? They're most likely just going to keep smoking cigarettes. And I think that's the most... I don't like using the term evil, but that seems evil, man. To tell a cigarette smoker that vaping is going to be just as bad? It's just as bad. We're going to level set all of this. Everything in the EU, level set. Cigarettes are the same as pouches. Cigarettes are the same as vapes. Cigarettes are the same as heat not burn. Cigarettes are the same. Everything is the same. Everything is the same. Except for Earn gifting subs. Hell yeah, Earn. Hell yeah. Even D's Tones got a sub. Hell yeah. Just keep smoking. Keep smoking. Keep smoking cigarettes. Obviously, higher taxes. Yep. Strengthening price and tax policies. Perfect. Taxes shouldn't reflect harm. Taxes shouldn't reflect risk. All nicotine products, regardless of their harm, will all be taxed at the same rate. Vapes will be taxed the same as cigarettes. Pouches will be taxed the exact same as cigarettes. So again, if you're a cigarette smoker in Europe, in the EU, and your government is telling you that vapes are exactly the same as cigarettes and they're taxed the exact same as cigarettes, probably just going to keep smoking cigarettes, right? I mean, that's what I would do. You just keep smoking cigarettes. Of course you would. Higher taxes? Thanks. Welcome to a new EU illicit market. Welcome. Let's see. Where did we get to? Protecting nicotine non-users, including children and young people, by reducing exposure, attractiveness, and accessibility of all non-therapeutic nicotine products. They keep throwing that therapeutic term in there. You know where they got that from? Australia. You see, the European Union had a choice. The European Union looked at Sweden and went, well, that's a smoke-free country, but they do everything the opposite of us. And then they looked at Australia and went, they're doing everything we want to do. We should copy Australia. That's what the European Union is doing. That seems insane to me. Reducing the attractiveness of vaping with higher taxes, or making it less attractive to people who use nicotine already? I mean, all this is going to do is keep people smoking cigarettes. Hang on, let me read you this. The primary tobacco-related public health problem is not even mentioned in the declaration. The population at the greatest and most immediate risk is middle-aged adults who still smoke. For them, the option to switch to safer products has to be simple, appealing, and cost-effective, and be encouraged by clear messaging from respected authorities. Yeah, dude. The declaration does the opposite of what would work for all older smokers. Young people are unlikely to have ever suffered the major tobacco-related disease burdens. These arise primarily from decades of smoke inhalation. Even young people who smoke today will likely switch to non-combustible nicotine products well before they have smoked for long enough for this to become seriously ill. They will all have that option provided tobacco control activists do not obstruct them. We need to focus on real public health problems, adults who have smoked for decades. This declaration obstructs the most visible and rapid opinions for addressing their risks. Yeah, you should make the cure less appealing than the disease. That's what I've always said. You know, you should encourage people to smoke cigarettes. No, you don't want to vape. You don't vape. You want to smoke cigarettes. Yeah. They looked at Australia and went, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. What do you guys got going down there? Fire bombings? Out of control illicit market? 90% of your cigarettes are illicit? Wow. Can we copy you? Can we copy your regulations, please? Can we have sky-high taxes? Can we have vape prohibition? Can we have nicotine-free cities? Let's try it. Just because it failed in Australia doesn't mean it would fail anywhere else. Just because flavor bans have failed everywhere they've been implemented doesn't mean it's going to fail in the European Union. We're not being short-sighted. You're being short-sighted. Retailers. Yeah, retailers, licensing, zoning, limits on point of sale. Yeah. All this does is hurt legal retailers. All this does is foster an illicit market, and it's going to make it wildly inconvenient for a smoker to switch and then quit. Clive Bates also makes the argument that this is just hidden taxation because there's all sorts of registry fees and licensing fees involved that are inevitably going to get passed down as a tax to the consumer. So far, the first 5, they're nailing it. Right out of the park. Right out of the park. This is going to absolutely save adult lives. Especially when we get to number 6. That's what you're after. Massive enforcement. Let's definitely bring that drug war to nicotine, prohibition style. It seems to be working great in Australia. Seems to be working great in the US. The FDA just kind of backpedaled and said, look, I guess we can't enforce our way out of this. But the European Union saw that and went, yeah, but maybe we can. Maybe we actually can enforce our way out of this. I know it didn't work in Canada, and I know it didn't work in the US, and I know it didn't work in Australia, and I know it didn't work in India, but maybe the European Union can enforce our way out of this. Pro tip, you can't. It's going to cause violence. It's going to cause a booming illicit market. Just ask Australia. Just ask them. We've got some in the chat right now. They know what's going down. They know what's going on. A vape store over where I used to buy liquid had to quit doing that when the flavor ban hit. Guess what they're selling now? Yep, real combustible tobacco cigarettes. Yep. Vape shops had to pivot to combustibles. What are we even doing? It's like, do we want people to quit smoking or not? If you want people to quit smoking, there's clearly a way to do that. And if you don't, then by all means, keep doing exactly what you're doing, European Union. Exactly. Number 7's nice and vague. Integrating tobacco and nicotine control into urban environmental and sustainability policies. Super vague. This is essentially, number 7 and 9 are essentially the same. They don't want any industry interference. They want to exclude the industry from any and all policymaking decisions. It doesn't matter what science they have. It doesn't matter what consumer data they have. They are excluded. They get no say. They get to tell anybody any information. And Clive Bates makes the argument that shouldn't policymakers hear everything? Shouldn't policymakers hear all sides of an argument before they decide the fate of literal millions of people? Shouldn't they hear all sides? You can dislike the industry all you want, but the fact is, industry does science. Industry has consumer shopping habits. Industry has consumer data that if you don't want to see, then you can't make a good decision because you don't have all the information. Why? It's because they hate big tobacco more than they care about helping you quit smoking cigarettes. All of this is just to punish big tobacco, not to help you quit smoking. Where did we leave off? Number 8, investing in accessible cessation and primary and secondary prevention services. This essentially means we're definitely going to stick to the status quo. It's quit or die time. You can smoke if you wanna, but if you're going to quit, you're going to use a pharmaceutical product, and you'll be punished if you want to use a pouch or a vape. That's it. This is, let's maintain the status quo. Everything that's been working up until this point, we're going to keep it going. We got to maintain that status quo. If you smoke cigarettes, use a pharmaceutical product, but you can't vape and you can't use pouches. You have to use a pharmaceutical product. If you want to use a pouch or a vape, tough shit. TS. This literally sacrifices smokers' lives for like a puritanical ideology. They have this puritanical nicotine-free society pipe dream, and in the meantime, body bags. Dude, body bags everywhere, all over the European Union. Body bags everywhere. Yeah, let's definitely sacrifice smokers for just ideological, just these weird purity tests. Oops, which page was I on there? Second page? Where did my third page go? Yeah. I think that's where we're leaving off. This is painfully clear, and if you have the whole time, please read this entire... I can't even explain to you how long it took me to read this entire Clive Bates piece because it is thick. It is rich with big words and information and background and Clive's snarky, one-offs after literally everything. He tears this apart it's glorious to watch. It's glorious to see. You just want to cheer on Clive Bates with everything he's saying. Every single thing he's saying. EU, yeah, tough shit. Sorry. I mean, and look at France. The French love cigarettes so much that they've banned pouches. And it's like $100,000 fine, 5 years in prison if you get caught with pouches in France. Smoke everywhere. But if you get caught with pouches, 5 years in jail. When I say do crime, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Use pouches where you're not allowed to. That is... I thought we would come to a different point. I thought we would come to a point of acceptance, but we're not quite there yet. What we're witnessing is the last, dying breaths of a tobacco control mafia. They're doing everything they can to maintain their relevance. And unfortunately, vaping and tobacco harm reduction and pouches are just annihilating the need for anti-smoking groups, and anti-smoking groups don't like that. Anti-smoking groups want to self-preserve. Anti-smoking groups have been around for decades and decades. They were used to people always smoking cigarettes because there's always going to be someone there smoking cigarettes that you get to go, no, you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. We're anti-smoking org, and we're here to protect you. Except we're going to actively lobby against products that could actually protect you, that could actually help you. Self-preservation's a hell of a thing. Could you imagine not taking any safety measures because you can't completely eliminate the harm? It's essentially what the European Union is doing right now. Nope, can't have anything less harmful. We can't reduce the harm. We only can eliminate the harm. There's no sense in mitigating it. There's no sense in clicking on your seatbelt. You need to stop driving completely. No safety. Don't wear a helmet when you ride a bike. Don't ride a bike. That's what the European Union is saying. There's no less harmful nicotine. It's either you quit or die. You can smoke cigarettes and that's it. And then if you quit, great. If you don't, sorry. There's no mitigating harm because we can't completely eliminate it. How could you live like that? How do you have that, like that mindset? Well, there's no sense in trying to mitigate the harm because we can't completely eliminate it. So we might as well just let people die. Someone explain this to me. That's it for the news and advocacy. I'm sorry. I feel like that took a really long time. I was just on a tear, man. I was reading this today and I was raging right along with Clive Bates, just raging, looking at ridiculous shit like a nicotine-free city. How are they going to enforce that? How are they going to enforce a nicotine-free city? Just roaming cops, checking your upper decky for a pouch, drones, zooming in on your face, going, oh, there's a lump under his bottom right cheek. He might have a pouch in there. Swarm, swarm, swarm. You know, and some AI killbot just kills you. Like, well, he had a pouch. He was using a pouch. How are they going to enforce this? They can't. How are they going to enforce that? Citizens are merely numbers to people in government. There is no representation. It's time for the peasants to revolt. I agree. Look, I agree, you know, and it's depressing that we don't, and I see why we don't, and it's depressing to me, you know? So I'm going to try to get my heart rate down. Let's goof off a little bit. Let's have some fun ass times, and let's do some, where is it? I need to take a bio break. That's what I need to do, but I need to find this bumper first so we can get into some, GrimmGreen reviews a vape thing that he's never even tried before. Yeah, it's, we're going to do some retro vaping. In fact, hang on. Let me go real quick bio break. Let me go real quick bio break. Cameras everywhere, including your home, including your car. All cars made after 2027 have surveillance built into them. Mandated surveillance. And my favorite part, government mandated kill switches. So at any point, at any time, for whatever reason, the government can track you leaving your house, track you driving down the road, and just kill your car. And you come to a stop. That's when I think of like freedom and liberty, that's what I think of. I think the government should be free to do that. You know, the government should be free to stop me transportation whenever they want for whatever reason. They should be allowed to watch me in my car driving at all times, anytime I enter my car. They should be allowed to watch me. They should have the freedom to do that. And I'm not even being sarcastic. They really, really should. I'm just kidding. I'll be right back. 33 wraps. They'll Waco you for that. I don't like to talk about Waco. Waco is Waco's a little bit of a sore spot for me. The federal government just straight up murdered people. That's crazy. We don't know what's going on in there, so we're going to kill you. I wrote down Australia idiocy. Oh my God. Okay, well, I'm going to save that for next week. Let me write that down. Maybe next week we're just going to name the vlog Australia Idiocy. And that's not a dig at any Australians, not by a long shot. I love you guys. I love Australians. You guys have my maybe like third, fourth favorite accent in the world. There will be no further questions. But maybe like my third or fourth accent in the world. Let's do some retro vaps. I'm down. I'm in. I'm stoked. I got, well, I think you've seen a few of these before, but there is a mystery box as well. I'm going to bring these out. I'm going to put a poll in the old chat there. We are doing great on time tonight, you guys. I just want to say, do I feel like I've been going too fast? I feel like I need to take like a slight little break right now. Oops. Yeah, we'll allow, we'll make it cheaper, right? Okay. There is a poll. It's in the chat right now. There is some choices, and that was way too loud. Please vote accordingly. Get my build stand out. Ooh, where the hell's my build stand? Whoops! Shit! Sorry. Just trying to set things up so I can build. It's building! Ah! I don't know why I do this to myself. Let's check in on the poll. Ooh, neat. Well, I might not be able to use the coil I wanted to use tonight, but yes. I got a text. Ten. 9. I've got a Schneeko knocking at my door, but I don't know if they've already had dinner or not. My wife's nowhere to be found. I might not even have a wife. Maybe that guy was right. I am a fucking nerd. Oh, wait, she texted me. Oh, number one. Number one for the win. All right, well, let's go for it. Smell you later, other guys. Now this... You don't even know. You don't even know what this is. I don't even know if this is gonna vape. I just grabbed it. Hi, Nico. I don't think this is gonna even vape. Okay. This is going to be wild. This obviously has to be round wire. This obviously has to be round wire. This is one of the oldest. Is the music too loud? There it is. There it is. In fact, let's forget about that. Let's put on the chilled beats from the fiddle. Let's do some chill beats. I'm gonna put it on the build stand. I'm gonna let you guys have at it. Nico, my love. Look at that. Would you just look at that? This is going to be awesome. It's round wire only. Not even, flathead or Phillips. It's finger screws. It's freaking finger screws. Okay. This has got to be one of the oldest RTA or RDAs in existence. Okay, open this pit up. That's open. Gonna need some round wire in here. Wait till you see this. I don't know what that little nubbin thing is. What are you? That's the I think this is the I think that's a seal of some sort. Yeah, that's the whoa. Okay, so that thing poking out that's white, that's like part of the O-ring underneath the post. Part of the O-ring underneath the post. The best part, look at this airflow. You see that hole? You see that? Kennedy airflow. Kennedy airflow right there. It's pants. It's pants. What up, pants? We're building a mystery RDA right now. We're going to have to do round wire. As if that's a surprise to anybody. Probably going to have to put a little like 2.5 millimeter bangy single coil in here, right? Maybe even 2 millimeters? It's going to have to be a 2 millimeter bangy. 2 millimeters. Dose. Yeah, I think it's a peak insulator. Or I think it's, yeah, I mean, it looks like it's kind of the peak insulator squishing out. And I have to install the coil on the other side because the coil needs to be near that little airflow inlet. This is going to vape awful. You just know it. As long as it's not the Fogger V4. Dude, that Fogger sucks. Sucks. Where the hell did my round wire go? Oh. 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 I got some Anarchist. I got some 24 gauge Anarchist. We'll go with that. Oh, perfs. I'm just going to use the end of this Naya Chrome. I think 24 millimeters? It's going to be too big? Oh no. Yeah. It fits. It fits. Like this. You see that? You see it fitting? So. Coil turd? A fucking beacher here? Is there a beacher here? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, 2 millimeter. I don't even know. Probably like a 6 wrap, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5, 6. We're building Beecher's new RDA here. This is the RDA for Vaping V3. Super throwback design, you know? But that's what he was going for. He's like, I just want to build like a 2014 era RDA. Like, yeah, dude, go for it. Like, I support you. I don't know how many people will be into it. He's like, no, you gotta, everyone will have to build it with round wire. Like, oh. Huh. Interesting. That's an interesting idea, Beecher. So, this is it. I got the prototype of the RDA for Vaping V3. Interesting deck, you know, interesting O-rings, interesting airflow. Sort of, it's just so interesting. Hang on. Hang on. Don't start your day with a side of stress. Hang on. This is so tiny. I might need to Anthony Ramella my face. Ah! Ah! Having a hell of a time getting this coil in here. And it's just because... Aha! Aha! It's in. Oops. It's in. Gonna have to get this wildly close to those post holes. I don't think I can... Shit, man. I don't see how to get it over that little airflow. I think I might try to skip that part. I'm going to try to push this over, actually. In fact, I'm going to tighten this down. Let's see if we can get this. Yeah. Okay. 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 Vertical that coil? Stop it. Okay. Vertical that coil? I probably should vertical this coil, but I'm not. I'm gonna ruin it. can't. It keeps slipping out. It keeps slipping out. Like, whoa, slipping out. Okay. I think that can work. I'm going to clip these leads. Dicky Mo. Sorry. Didn't give anybody proper warning. Key. Oops. You think that's too much wonk? I think that's the best it's going to get. I think that's genuinely the best it's going to get. K-Man. Nobody knows what we're building right now. I think that'll wonk. Yes. But will it wonk? I think that'll wonk just fine. Oh, geez. 0.29. Let's turn down this. Yeah, I mean, it's round wire, so it's going to glow. Whoop. Great. 2 millimeters. All right, so let's get some scraps out. This could almost be a 2 millimeter wick. I mean, here's the thing. I could go vertical and it would be right over the airflow hole, but then I can't wick it. And I should have... Yeah, I should have done it opposite. It's okay. It's okay. Look, I messed up the world's oldest RDA. We knew this was going to happen. Like a bow fang. Joker, on my Kennedy, my favorite builds were 20 gauge builds. I liked 20 gauge Nichrome 80, 20 gauge Anarchist. You know, like a 20 gauge, I don't even know, 3 millimeter 7 wrap or something like that. It's been a minute, but I had like a go-to mech, like Kennedy mech 22 gauge build. Okay, so what I think I'm actually going to try to do is something like that. All right. Something like that. I think the name of this RDA, I'm going to see if I can find. I think I reviewed it, but I'm not sure. Here, let's go go to my channel. Can search my own channel. I have to go way back in time. Like 15 years back. This is a wickedly old RDA. And it was from Smock. Smock. I don't think I'm going to be able to find this. I think it was Smock. Yeah. I reviewed this. Yeah, dude. Oh, I built it with, oh, shit. I do hope you find what you're looking for on this channel. Been talking about some really cool stuff. Wanted to talk to you about something that's not super cool, that young man. But can become that young man cool. With hair. Look at that faux hawk. I have a very love-hate relationship Smock with Tech this. Octopus. Octopus. Smock Tech Octopus. Smock Tech Octopus. When people complain about products today don't have innovation, yeah. Welcome to Innovation Town. I'm population. Convinced that it doesn't Smock Tech. What you name your vape gear. Anything. Octopus has nothing to do with this rebuildable atomizer other than the stock core. I ran it on a Mac.
A very soft like aluminum type material. In which case, you can just.
I think I'm going to try to go RDL with this. I think I'm going to put 6 milligram in it.
On the front of it. And
I built. Look at that. Look at that whack build.
We're going to space those out later down the road.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to go bio break. I'm just going to leave this playing.
Is thread these through those 2 tiny little holes. Which is easier said than done, especially when you're doing it on camera. There's 1, and there's 2. So, not too hard. Right? And you want these to be close, but not touching those center posts. So I'm going to pull them pretty friggin' close, and then kind of bend them both downward so that we can start to screw them down. And the weird thing about the octopus is once you start screwing these down, your coil might go a little bit wonky, like it kind of pushes them out of place a little bit. So I'm going to start screwing these down, making sure they're tight. It's pretty tight. I mean, that's pretty tight right there. What I'm going to do right now before I even check the ohms is take my dental pick tool, space out these coils just a little bit because they're too close there in the middle. Just much too much. Hopefully this is on camera. I'm not paying that close of attention.
Wow, I really pulled that together.
Nice and spaced out, nice and cinched down. What I like to do before I trim them is I just been taking some pliers and giving it a little bit extra, like one extra.
That's just what
turn.
I just did.
Make sure
12 years ago.
Nice.
12 years ago?
Down.
Dude, I invented wonk. I was born in the wonk. I was raised by the
I'm gonna
wonk.
take a guess.
You've merely adopted it.
7.5 to 8.
I was born in the wonk.
8. Anybody want to put money down on this?
Look at that old ass ohm reader too.
Oh shit! 1 point. No, that's no good. That means I have a short somewhere. The jumping ohms like that. That means there's a short somewhere. Could be in that.
The
coil.
jumping ohms like that. Means there's a short somewhere. Good advice. 12 years ago, Nick. I don't think we're going to get any super hot dripping action, but I am going to just put some on here. This is just some Excision paradox. Compliments of the one and only Jay Logan. It's been so long, Joker, since I've watched The Dark Knight Rises. I always watch Batman's Begins, and I always watch The Dark Knight, and then I just skip the last movie. I'm like, I know what happens. I don't know what it is about that Bane movie that, for some reason, I always skip it. You merely adopted it. If I pull that off of you, will it hurt? For you. So the way that this is supposed to work, do you see the hole down here? There's a hole on the cap right here that lines up with that hole, which makes these holes line up with nothing. So I am going to twist it so the main airflow holes are kind of in front of the coil. At least this one main airflow hole. The second one was drilled by me because it didn't come with two on one side. I used a tiny little hand drill to drill it out. SmockTech Octopus. Yeah, why did I think in a million years that was just gonna... Whoa. Okay. Oh my God. Did it, got it, nailed it. We're going to be putting this on the perfect mod for it. You know, this is something that today's vapors just, you know, you can't really appreciate. Ooh, if this even fires on here. Yeah, okay. It's a 0.3. So even like 20 watts. Dude, say what you want. That's vapors. Now, I'm going to line up those two holes right there. It's restricted. Boy, howdy, that is restricted. Let's see, what would look good on there? Maybe something like this? Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. That looks spectacular on there. What a great looking device. What a great looking setup. The squid from SmockTech. Leaning tree. Big dorky drip tip from, you know, what was that company back in the day? Zurich vapes. Yeah, the Rio. If I could have squonked this, a Rio would have been perfect for it. Could I squonk it? Just going to put a few drops down the middle. 20 watts, 0.3. Cheers, SmockTech Octopus. Dude. Why is this vaping great? Why is the airflow so smooth? Why? How? The flavor's even good. You know, it's round wire, single coil round wire, so it's not going to be exploding with flavor necessarily, but the flavor's kind of good. Looks like a miniature wiffle ball bat. Dude, remember how fun wiffle ball was? I miss wiffle ball. Hell-ass, damn-ass good vape. Exactly, Gunny. Maybe it does need some more wattage. I don't think we're going to get 100 watts out of this. But maybe a 0.3 at 30 watts. Look at this little restricted airflow that it's going through. It's the tiniest, like, boop. It's only the top hole that's getting it, too. all of the airflow is coming in through one tiny little hole. But this is legitimately vaping. Good. Well. I was going to say, chamber smaller than most Boros. It feels like this is like a Boro dripper. Boro dripper. The airflow feels like a Boro airflow. Although, here's what I'll say. It feels nicer than a lot of Boro airflows because it's just one hole right on the outside. And sometimes, you know, this happens with all sorts of products, RDAs and RTAs and Boros. Airflow, as time has gone on, you know, and I think the Sparrow is a pretty good example of the airflow goes in, the airflow turns, the airflow goes down, the airflow turns, the airflow goes up. We like to take airflow on a big, long path now. And with airflow, the path of least resistance is the best way to go, which is why I like RDAs so much. It's just a hole in front of a coil, and you know exactly where that airflow is going, in, around your coil, right up to your mouth. There's no traveling air. Every turn that air makes, that can add turbulence, like that can add sharpness. But this is just straight up smooth balls, dude. It's pretty heavily restricted. It's not quite like a mouth to lung restriction, but it feels restricted enough. Like it feels, honestly, and I hate to say this because it's the SmockTech Octopus, but it's kind of got har-ish restricted down airflow. It feels like, you know, like 2 millimeter airflow. Jim Yum? No, just Jim Yum's funner to say. Play the Aliens game with it? No, I mean, here's the thing. Maybe like 12 years ago, I would have said, yeah, maybe. I might keep this around. I might Aliens game this. I think in 2026, it's not really blowing my skirt up, but honestly, it kind of is blowing my skirt up a little bit. I'm shocked at how good this is vaping. Dude. 88 watts. I'm not going to do 88 watts. There's no way. I might do 40 watts. Even that's too hot. It's round wire. You got to remember it's round wire. But this is kind of holy shit. This is kind of, I want to send this to people. I want to this is one true thing that I would like to pass around with the patrons and let everybody get to experience the SmockTech. You will be surprised. You'll be blown away at how good this vapes. I don't think a SmockTech Octopus exists anymore. Whoops. Whoops. M. You think you'd still buy one? Remember Spin Fuel? Octopus RDA by Savvy Vapor. Dude, you might still be able to pick this up. You still might be able to pick this up. It says it's in stock for $9. I'm not going to put a link in the chat or in the description because community guidelines and the such as, but I found a spot. It's got them. You know, if you're into it, just saying, this could be yours. Dude, this is the fruit of the fiddle right there. That's a Smock Octopus. And it is vaping great. I'm shocked. Immensely shocked I'm almost upset. I'm almost offended. Almost offended. Steve-O. That was Pacey. Cats typing on the keyboard. That's funny. That's hilarious. That will always be hilarious to me. Smock octopus, you guys. Smock octopus. 10 out of 10. I mean, this is 10 banana stickers right now. Yeah, this is a 0.3. This is way higher than what you would vape, Paul Cole. I'm seriously recommending the Smock Octopus. Put a round wire 24 gauge in there, wick it up, drill a hole, do some dripping. You could probably drill a bigger hole in that. It's the softest aluminum ever put on a vape device. We could probably drill out some like big 4mm airflow holes. Really get it cloud chasing, you know? You found it for $2? $1.19. Dude, get it. Get it right now. My camera's like, fuck you. Okay. I just want to be in the middle for some reason. I like symmetry. Just like it. Good damn hell-ass good times, you guys. Damn hell-ass good times. In fact, it's time to have some more damn hell-ass good times. And we're going to vote again. In fact, let me take a real quick hydro break from Marky Boy, JJ, Hotspot Josh, Mick Bagpipes, Miss Bagpipes, Raw Hit, Paul Cole, Miss Bagpipes. Oh, Joker, dipping in. Joker. Germium. RDA wise, a little more old school. What could you compare it to? Using the Sapor as an example, even the Sapor was way advanced compared to this Smock Tech Octopus. Way advanced. The only thing I can compare it to, which is dumb, this comes from a different era. We didn't have RDAs like we have RDAs now. There was the Phoenix. There was an RDA back in the day called the Phoenix that was slender like this that I don't think we could track down ever again. It's honestly like I have a hard time comparing it to anything modern. It just doesn't act or vape like anything modern. Evade, Matt, evade, Matt, raw hit, Matt, Conman, Matt, raw hit, Germium, Joker. Cheers. Let's go for some squid since we just vaped the squid. Squid. I love squid. I love squid being like a mascot. You know, it's like how Geico has like the lizard and the caveman and Flo. Geico has multiple mascots. That's the way GrimmGreen rolls too. We got multiple mascots over here. So closer to the mutation. I mean, yeah, but not in terms of airflow. The mutations had good airflow, wide open airflow. These RDAs, those early Smock RDAs almost honestly felt like a proof of concept rather than like a finished consumer product. The coil positioning was weird. The airflow positioning was weird. There was not even, Phillips or flathead screws on top. It was just finger screws on top. It really did feel like a proof of concept and not like a finished consumer product the way that, a Hexome or an RTA for vaping or a Sparrow feels, Oh, Flow is progressive. That's right. Flow is progressive. Wasn't there a third Geico mascot though? Like Grim has Bogan. I'm going to do a live stream next week in the UK. Early Bird, I think, is putting together a fundraiser live stream. I'm going to dip in on. Yeah, as you just hit me up today. I'm excited about it. Oh, that's right. We're going to do a very random liquid tasting. This is going to be a weird-ass liquid tasting, just so you guys know. Let me try to get these out here without anybody seeing them. Nailed it. All right. Well, what an interesting lineup. What an interesting lineup. Let me put a new poll in the chat. Oh, okay. I hate the chat always. Whoops. I hate the chat always. Whoops. I hate the chat always. Whoops. There's an echo now, I know. There's an echo now, I know. It's because I went to my Twitch channel and it like auto plays the stream. I went to my Twitch channel and I can't find the auto plays the stream. I went to my Twitch channel and I can't find the. Hang on. Shut up. Okay. Okay. Now, new poll. Okay. It's going to be a little bit more expensive for the oligarchs for this segment. But here you go. Here's what we're doing tonight. There should be a poll in the chat. First things first. Dark liquid in a clear bottle. Dark liquid in a clear bottle. Marsh cereal. First up on the chalking block. We got this last week. This is the Don's Bourbon Cream Donut. It's different from the regular. This is the Bourbon Cream Donut. Pucked Up. Pucked Up might be headed to the fiddle soon. Pucked Up's been around a few times. We got this recently too. This is Irie Vibes from Wick Liquor. Good old some Wick Liquor Irie Vibes. And then this last one came from Indonesia. And it's another dark liquid in a clear bottle. But it says that this is 0 nicotine. And it's that dark. And this is called Dark Luna. So please vote. If you vote right now, then your vote will count. And then you don't get to vote after that. Big box of bad? No, well, I mean, some of these are going to end up in the big box of bad, I'm assuming. In fact, let me toss some wicks in here real quick. I can never remember if these are 2 or 3 millimeters. 2.5? Yeah, 2.5. Look at the water cotton. Marsh cereal? Maybe Marsh cereal is going to end up on the fiddle next week. I don't even want to vape Marsh cereal, just so you know. But I will, if that's what the chat demands. battery has become exhausted. Oh, pucked up! Wow! Wow! Whoa! Even though I called it retro vapings? Whoa! Pucked up! Out of nowhere! I didn't see that coming. Who saw that coming? Well, I guess you guys did in the chat. Dang! Okay, pucked up. This is Bearded Brews. This is one of the few bearded brews I have left to taste. I really like those labels, though. That's so sick. That's a rad label. Bearded Brews, pucked up. Sour lemon bubblegum. Sour lemon bubblegum. That is pucked up, man. Can't remember the last time I had a donut. You can't remember the last time you had a donut? Eat more donuts. You know? Eat more donuts. That's my advice for everybody in the chat is eat more donuts. Why would you not? They're donuts. Let's knuckle this. Sour lemon bubble gum. Sour lemon bubblegum. Has anybody had this flavor out of curiosity? Oh, donut e-liquid. Dude, Dirtle, I like a good sour liquid. I appreciate a good sour liquid. Ready for it? Ready for it? Yeah. And you guys don't even know like what mod this is going on. First try. Oh, that is the first try. That's the 510 connection. This is kind of a janky old device. It's kind of a super janky old device. But I saw it. I had to get it out. I had to try it. It's supposed to be amazing. Does everybody says that this is good? You have pucked up in your Orion too? God, what does it mean when the palm of your hand itches? Does that mean someone's plotting to murder you? What is that? You ever seen this? You ever seen your mom's box? It's just the most simple wooden dual battery. There is a MOSFET in there as well and a big squishy horn button. It's just dual parallel, unregulated. Some random, mod company made these in 2015, released a bunch of them. I reviewed it, and then they were just gone, never to be found again. Why does my hand itch so tremendously right now? Do I have the stigmata? What is that? Why does my hand itch so bad? I have a blood clot? What's going on? It's hair growing finally? Yeah, that tracks. It would make sense at 49. Re3 coil on your mom's box. With... That's pucked up. It's pucked up to put your recoil on your mom's box. Okay, hang on. I'm going to need to spend a second with this. That was weird. I'm going to mute my microphone and hang out with this liquid for a second. For when I was told your hand itching means money's coming your way? Oh, I'm down, Joker. Let's hope that happens. Cross your fingers. You're not supposed to itch it, though? It's the government chip. Shit. Well, hopefully it means I'm getting money and not blood clots. All right, let me pause my microphone. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with this liquid. I'll be right back. Dude. Sorry about the burp. Burp life. Dude. I think this is the best bearded brews I've had so far. Legitimately. Wait, can I say that with any sense of confidence? Yeah, I think this is like the best bearded brews I've had so far. The cola was kind of mid. This is delicious. Wildly delicious. You know about your mom's box? Pow. It says pow. This is one of the oldest box mods that I think I have. And it felt like perfectly normal. When I got this, I'm like, oh, sick. Wooden box mod. Nice. Used it like all the time, every day. Regular beater mod. It was just dual parallel. You know, when it came out at a time when I loved dual parallel. This liquid is GD delicious. I don't know if anybody ever had old Homeboy's Anarchist Pink Lemonade, but this is giving hardcore pink lemonade. It's not quite a clone, but it's the closest clone to Anarchist Pink Lemonade I may have ever tasted. It's sweet, soury lemon. Kind of tastes like pink lemonade. I don't get a lot of bubble gum. I got bubble gum off the knuckle, but I didn't really get bubble gum out the vape. You've been trying to get me to vape this liquid for months now? Were you the oligarch that put this over the top? Yeah, this is delicious. Bearded brews pucked up. Dude, this is good. Not only that, but it kind of, I feel like I can tell within the first like 5 or 6 toots of a liquid if I can bang on it all day. This is I think I can bang on it all day long. Just bright, lemony lemonade. I mean, the bubble gum is kind of sweetening it and adding to the pink lemonade sensation, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be, but it is. No. It's not sour. It's not sour like you would expect like a warhead to be sour. It's like very, very slightly sour. Just Just, and then, like a little, just, tiny bit of sour. It is pink lemonade. This is anarchist pink lemonade. This is one of those moments where I wish my wife still vaped so I could let her taste this liquid. My wife has some sort of, it's a shame that she's not going to vape anymore because she has an incredible palate. Just an unbelievable palate. She picks things out of liquids I've never even tasted before. You know, she had a big hand in like the banana cream beauty liquid. She had a big hand in the pistachio liquid. She had a huge hand in the cornflake sugar cookie liquid. That was like her recipe. She's got an incredible palate. I wish she could taste this. Yeah, kind of tart. Yeah, not sour. Good call out, Joker. It is tart, Pegasi. It is tart, not sour. Yeah, cornflake sugar cookie. Dude, it's been a minute since I've had that cornflake sugar cookie, but I agree. That, and honestly, I think the pistachio is legacy for me. It's like a sweet tart lemonade. Yeah, totally brightens it up. Dude, this is a jam. This is a solid summer vibe. I can't believe how good that is. This is beautiful. This is everything I wanted out of a lemonade liquid. And it was called lemonade bubblegum this whole time. I would say slightly more tart than the black cherry sour apple, which I have set up right here. Yeah, it's just a little bit more tart. But not, I mean, it's not a huge difference. They're almost similar tartness levels. Well, holy shit, Bearded Brews, out of nowhere, pucked up. Busting. What a great liquid. Truly really good liquid. Damn, pistachio. Pucked up. That is pucked up. That's so good. Damn. Well, Ern, you didn't steer me wrong. You rarely do steer me wrong. Except for sometimes, which is going to be right now. We're winding down. This is a pretty streamlined vlog tonight. I just want to say, I feel like this is a pretty streamlined vlog tonight. We've been firing on all cylinders. I've only ever had Pegasi. I've only ever had like 2 liquids in my life that were actually like a sour sensation in my mouth. Like really, like, you know, Sour Patch Kids level of sour in my mouth. I can't remember who made it. It was one of those, it was a liquid I tasted at some vape show, you know? It was like Vapor Slam. I'm just walking around. Someone waves me over to their booth. So I'm like, oh, sure, I'll taste your liquids. And they had a sour liquid. And I went, wow, that's actually really sour. And then it's like I never remembered the name. I never remembered the brand. It was just a passing moment at a vape show that just right past me. Is the Kilo Sour. The Kilo Sour. I've had the Kilo Sour Lemon. Kilo Sour is pretty good. Ooh, doing a throwback to the beer. K-Man. Pilsner. This is a boutique Pilsner. It's just super easy drinking. It's gone. What I used to call sessionable. If you wanted to drink, 16 of them in a row, you'd probably be fine. I mean, you might be hammered, but you'll probably be fine. It's delicious. Woo! I feel like I can take a breath now, and now we can have some real infotainment. The whole vlog is just a lead up to this segment. I did. In fact, I'm going to share it again, literally right now. That's a good call. Thank you, Steve-O, for the reminder. I'm going to pimp this again. It's a GoFundMe for JJ. It's a GoFundMe for a very, very good cause. Very, very good cause. It's in the chat. I'm going to put it in the description as well. Everywhere this video is hosted. Any little thing helps. Any little thing helps. It just does. That $10 that Denny just tipped me, that's going to help, dude. You have no idea. That is absolutely going to help. And anything helps. Bon Von Jock, good to see you. Caretaker, good to see you. Just give if you can. If you can't, maybe next week. If you can't, then maybe, Yeah, that's my brother's birthday. You're right. You're right, Barbara. It's my brother's birthday. So yes, Lost World of JJ's sister. She needs help. I'll just say, my speech again of GoFundMe, because I hate that GoFundMe even has to exist. I'm glad it does, but how many GoFundMes have we done over the years that were literally just medical bills? Too many. Too many. Feels like that system ain't working too well, but too many. So let's help Samantha out. I'll like I said, that will be in the description. That will be in the chat. That will be everywhere. Let's sing happy birthday to the birthday people. Ready? Oh, wait. We can't sing with this. I'll start going, forced to embrace everything stolen. Happy birthday, birthday people. Thank you for being here for the vlog. And even if you're not here, I still love you and I'll still sing you happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you guys. Happy birthday. More specifically to them. Happy birthday, Matt Sinister. Also QHB, the Queen Honey Bunny. Also Carly. Also JP Dooms. And lastly, my brother Brian. I can't do it. Can't do it, Brian. Can't do the inside joke. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. You know what to do. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. I don't have it pulled up, but you should still skip. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. You know what to do.
Skip around the fucking room.
Happy birthday, Matt Sinister. I love you, man. We miss you all the time. Happy birthday, QHB. Happy birthday, Carly. Happy birthday, JP Dooms. And happy birthday, Brian. Happy birthday to you. Nailed it. Skip around the room. Skip around the room.
Skip around the room. Skip around the room. Skip around the fucking room. Skip around the fucking room. Skip around the fucking room.
Happy birthday, you guys. Happy birthday. It felt awkward, didn't it, Steve-O? It felt awkward. It felt awkward to me, too. I was thinking in my head, why did that feel so awkward? What did I do wrong? It's the high note. It's the falsetto. That's what I messed up. Happy birthday, Matt Sinister. Happy birthday, QHB, Carly, JP Dooms, Brian. Hell yeah, guys. I think we're done. I think we made it. Just a quick 3 hours and 37 minutes. That time just flies by. KJ, the time just flew by. Even if you got here a half hour ago, it's like, what? What happened? What happened? Let me take a quick look around the room, make sure I didn't forget anything. Hopefully we can get some mail next week. That would be rad. We did it. We did it, guys. We did it. We did it. We did it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Happy Thursday. Another one in the books. Magic for the people that were here. And I appreciate you guys. Happy Thursday. I'll say this again. Dude, I love the vlog. I love the vlog. I love putting together the vlog. It's just fun. And I like that you guys like the vlog and that you want to be here week after week and you actively contribute to making the chat just a hella rad place to hang out. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Sorry, kept going on about this, but please hop on X and ask them to reinstate my account. Yeah. I've been retweeting, bro. I can't, I'm, Al, you're Al. Yeah, Al's account got just suspended for literally no reason. Zero. So I know Yuka's been tweeting it out. Yuka got at me and had me retweeting it. So we're trying to retweet it. I'll get back in there and I'll do some more retweeting. I'll go into battle on your behalf. I think that's messed up. Yeah, KJ, I'll see you on the replay crew. K-Man, peace and love to you. Listen, you guys, good night. I hope you had a great night. I had a great night. We're going to do some hanging outs. I can't hang out super late because #doctor's appointment tomorrow, but we're still going to do some hang-ins. Appreciate you guys. Happy vlog day. I hope it was a good one for you. I'll see you back here next week. Same Twitch channel, same Twitch time, 3:30 p.m. We're vlogging from now and just until forever. But I think we're good. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming out. We're going to say goodnight. As we often do, Yuck. Yuck believes he can fly. Like, believes it. So I think that we can all believe in ourselves for at least the rest of the evening, maybe in on through the weekend. Caretake, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be okay. Just quick doctor's appointment tomorrow. It's no big deal. Raw Hit, thank you guys. Neil, thank you. Dirtle, Compassionate Cucumbers, Ben, Paul Cole, you guys rule. Mark, you rule. Compassionate Cucumbers, you rule. Jeremy M, you rule. K-Stereo, you rule, dude. 33 Raps, do I even need to say it? You rule. Peace out, you guys. Peace out, Caretaker. Yak believes he can fly, and we can believe in ourselves for as long as we need to. Peace and bearing grease.
I believe I could fly. I believe I could touch the sky any time of year. Dun 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 dun. I believe I can fly.